This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Can you say three-peat? Union Scotties, WPIAL champions.
The Neshanic Lancers are WPIAL Class 2A state champions once again.
Swing and a miss. The Union Scotties. It's double gold for the County of Champions.
Wilmington, your District 10 1A champ.
Makes the catch. That will do it. Mohawk, back to back. Go celebrate.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
There he is, left corner for three. He's the now all-time leading scorer.
Palmer McKay makes the catch. Somehow the adjustment, and he is going to take it to the house.
Francis Monitis works through Rinson. Has a chance. Score!
Off the tip of the glove of the first baseman, Benedict. Actually recovered. And did they get her? They did!
Oh, he has wide open. Dave McKnight. That's the touchdown.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor your Red Zone October Male Athlete of the Month as Zayden Herb of Neshanic for scoring his 100th career goal and scoring 6 goals in a playoff victory, the first playoff victory in 14 years for Neshanic. Lawrence County SportsNet also proud to honor the Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month, Lindsay Hoover of Wilmington Golf, for finishing 12th in the PIAA Championships. Congratulations to Wilmington's Lindsay Hoover and Neshanic's Zayden Herb, your Red Zone Athletes of the Month. This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Can you say three-peat? Union Scotties, WPIAL champions.
The Neshanic Lancers are WPIAL Class 2A state champions once again.
Swing and a miss. The Union Scotties. It's double gold for the County of Champions.
Wilmington, your District 10 1A champ.
Makes the catch. That will do it. Mohawk, back to back. Go celebrate.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
There he is, left corner for three. He's the now all-time leading scorer.
Palmer McKay makes the catch. Somehow the adjustment, and he is going to take it to the house.
Francis Monitis works through Rinson. Has a chance. Score!
Off the tip of the glove of the first baseman, Benedict. Actually recovered. And did they get her? They did!
Oh, he has wide open. Dave McKnight. That's the touchdown.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Saturday morning from Acrisure Stadium, it is the Single A championship game of the WPIAL. It's the Laurel Spartans, the number 4 seed, 12-1 overall. And they are taking on the number 2 seed, the powerful Clairton Bears. Eric Thomas and James Dotson with you here this morning. The sun has come out at Acrisure Stadium along the North Shore in Pittsburgh. That's a great sign. It was ugly this morning. The football will get going here in about 20 minutes or so on the field here at Acrisure Stadium. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Sneesic Farms, Vision Ministries of Lawrence County, the Laurel Administration, Wolf's Foreign Auto, Shingle Decker Insurance, and Briar Brook Barn. James Dotson with me here today at Acrisure Stadium, and here we go. This is the single-A title game. This is what we have been playing for all season long. Laurel gets here a week ago by getting through Fort Cherry, the number 1 seed, and Matt Sig, and all the historic numbers and all the hype and everything behind Fort Cherry. They get past that. They get to this game, and for the second week in a row, now they got to play the number 1 team in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we were talking midweek. How often has that happened, if ever, in terms of the history of having a football team, maybe in a state semifinal into a state championship, playing back-to-back weeks against the number 1 ranked team in the state? But to be able to do that in a district semis and now in a district finals here today, it's uncharted, not uncharted waters, but for sure in the lifetime of all these players on the field. First time since 1989 that Laurel has played in a WPIAL championship game. The only time they won one was back in 1980. And both of those coached by George Miles, who's still part of this coaching staff, and both those games against the Clairton Bears, who are looking to extend their number 2 ranking in terms of all-time district championships. They have 14 in their history, looking to make a 15th championship here today.
So Laurel a week ago, the upset over Fort Cherry. How do you come off of that and then turn right around and play a team that many think should have been in this game anyway, lost the game by a point a season ago on this very field, bring just about everybody back on this Clairton team? How do you get through this Clairton team and get to a state semifinal next week?
We'll find out in 20 minutes.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I
good
mean,
answer.
In all honesty, no. It's just, hey, business as usual. They didn't change up much, if anything, from their normal week routine, except for the fact that they were able to do a kind of they didn't want to call it a walkthrough, but a very light simulation of stuff on Friday night before Friday after school before getting on the bus at 7:30 this morning to make their way down to the North Shore of Pittsburgh. So it's just business as usual. Keep doing what you're doing, and you have another week to be able to get things set up. The coaching staff said that they got something planned out for how they're going to attack this team, especially guarding all the defense, or how to defend against such a talented crew of skilled players for this Clairton offense. The question is going to end up being what those game plans are, and are they going to be able to execute them from the get-go.
Let's tell you about the weather before we hit the timeout here. 47 degrees right now. Kickoff will be around 11:05 a.m., and we are expected to be in the high 40s for the remainder of this game. The good news is, though, there is no rain in the forecast the rest of the day. Very, very slight chance here in this 10 o'clock hour. That has now since passed us, so there is no rain in the forecast. It's going to clear up. The sun is going to be out. It's a complete 180 from what it was about 4 hours ago in the city of Pittsburgh when it was dreary and rainy and looked sloppy outside. The field's in good shape. We were just down there about 5 minutes ago. It is ready to go. The middle portion of the field has been resodded as well, and the edges are about as good as it gets right now when you're outside the hash marks. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll keep the pregame show rolling on here from Acrisure Stadium. Coming up at 11:05, it is Laurel and Clairton for the WPIAL Single-A Championship game. You're listening to it right here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Thank you for calling AXE. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. AXE can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call AXE today.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Back here at Acrisure Stadium, Eric Thomas and James Dotson, as we're about 16 minutes away from kickoff here this morning, from Acrisure Stadium in the first of 4 games here. After this, it'll be the 2A title game, Seton LaSalle and also Steel Valley, and then coming up later, it's the 3A title game, Avonworth, Amani, and then the 5A title game tonight is the nightcap, and that's the main event of this weekend, really, for most of the casual high school football fans, as Peters Township will take on Pine Richland. Let's take a look at how these teams got here. First, we'll start with Laurel. And this team last year, they had a nice run at the end of the year. They played their best football towards the end of the season. There was a lot of promise shown on this team. They went through some growing pains late in the season. They had big wins over Southside Beaver. It looked like they were going to challenge Neshannock for that conference at the end of the season, the last game of the year, and then Neshannock just ran away with that game. They come back, they're rebuilt, their offensive line is playing a lot better, they've run the ball better, their defense has played better, they're plus 20 in turnovers this year, and this Laurel offense then just rolls through everybody, rarely challenged except for that game against Bishop Canavan. And even last week, we talked about it on Wednesday night, it never felt like they were going to be up against it or really not going to win that game last week against Fort Cherry. Outside of the end of the first half, the 2 minutes at the end of the first half, that was it.
Yeah, two main plays, Eric. It was the long run on the first drive on a 3rd and 21, and then the long kickoff return that came immediately following the only penalty Laurel committed in the entire game. And I think that speaks volumes right there when we talk about keys to the game. It's those 2 things right there, avoid big plays and avoid penalties. You do those 2 things, and you're going to have a great chance to be in this competition here yet again today. I think the most notable thing about this Laurel team on the offensive front is the fact, I don't want to say they've completely flipped the script from what they did in the regular season because they ran the ball very well. They haven't needed to throw the ball, but when they have, in a couple of clutch situations. The first pass of the game last week goes for a 30-yard touchdown to Colton Carlson. When they needed one the most on a quick slant near midfield, they're able to squeeze one into Jack Miles and get a big catch to extend the drive. So when they have to throw it, they've been successful, but they've been really relying upon the big boys up front.
Yeah, and their offensive line has played extremely well. Now, they will shift it again this week like they did last week against Fort Cherry. So Kevin Mahoney and Casey Wilson will start on the outside. There is no Caden Gnarly, who had started all season long for them. Tyler Fuchs, Alex Medved back at center, and then Dom Willis is going to be the other guard. But this offense, you mentioned it, last 5 games, 251 yards rushing, 6.5 yards per carry. Last week, 301 yards rushing against Fort Cherry. How about 85 carries the last 2 weeks for this offense? I agree with you. They have essentially flipped the script on what they've done. And you look, on the other hand, with Lucas Santini, just 4 attempts last week against Fort Cherry, 24 attempts against Southside Beaver and Neshannock combined. He's attempted 21 in the entire playoff run. So, yeah, maybe they have flipped the script a little bit, but it's worked, and that's been the bottom line for him.
Right, and Coach Cooper said it best, especially in regards to Lucas Santini. It's like he's not the one, pouting. He's not getting the passing attempts in the game. He's the first one in there celebrating when the touchdown does happen. He's the first one out there giving a head tap to every single lineman that's out in front of him. That's, I think, going to be one of the big keys again today. Stay in your game. Don't worry about anything else. Play your game, and, the good things are going to eventually come over the course of this game. They have the weapons on the outside. I like looking at, Jackson McVicker, Ethan Hamilla at the tight end position, maybe sneaking out. I mean, they combined only have 7 catches on the season. Can one of them make a big play, maybe when it's least expected, a play action sort of opportunity?
Now, defensively for Clairton this afternoon, this is a Bears unit that has 16 sacks, 59 tackles for loss. Those numbers are down from a season ago. Last year, they were fantastic, almost 200 tackles for loss and almost 50 sacks in the last 2 years between this team. But last year and this year combined, 19 shutouts. They've outscored opponents in those 19 games 1,049-0. They didn't allow a point in the Eastern Conference. Brandon Murphy's going to get a lot of attention on this defense here this afternoon. He's the leading tackler on this team, getting rave reviews by all the Division I coaches. Everybody in America is going to want this young man come next year and the year after. What problems does this Clairton defense bring to Laurel? It's obviously a faster defense than what they've seen all year long, but what kind of problems are they going to face here this afternoon, and what do they have to do to protect against Clairton's defense from taking this game over?
The main question I have, Eric, is can they move the bodies up front? Because there are a couple of big guys on that defensive line, Dakota Harris, Avon Pompey, both right around 300 pounds. they don't have, the greatest, moves per se, but they just eat up a lot of space and allow guys like Murphy and Pompey to make the tackles. And, the outside backers or defensive ends, however you want to look at it, in this kind of 5-2 scheme that the five-man front that Clairton runs. Tavaz Armstrong and Kamani Parat are the ones that are off the end that I'm going to be keeping an eye on because if you can get them at least hesitant, whether you're going with a run up the middle versus a sweep to the outside, that's where they're most dangerous with that speed defensively to be able to get to the plays on the outside. And it's because of the fact that most teams can't move the guys in the trenches on that defensive front three. So if Laurel can find a way to pound the ball right up the gut, especially early on, that's where you're going to have the most success against any Clairton defense, especially what we've seen so far this year. Now, they have given up points the last 2 weeks. Hopefully, the Spartans, for Laurel's sake, have been able to find something on film from those last 2 games to be able to make some adjustments and follow kind of the path that both Jeanette 2 weeks ago and then Bishop Canavan last week was able to do. And honestly, especially Canavan, they had the most success running the football when they were going right up the gut, which again is what Laurel has been so successful through this postseason run. What we're seeing early on here, this stadium that seats about 70,000 people was packed last week for the Pitt Notre Dame game. The Laurel crowd has brought a pretty good contingency across the way. Almost a quarter, I would say, of that middle section, maybe about half of that middle section is filled with green and white over there. So it's good to see the support for this Laurel team as we get set for kickoff here at Acrisure Stadium. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Clairton offense and how they match up against Laurel's defense. And then we got one more segment with a couple of surprises for you coming up here on the pregame show as it rolls on from Acrisure Stadium. The 1A WPIAL title game comes your way in about 15 minutes right here on the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Back here at Acrisure Stadium, Eric Thomas, James Dotson, about 9-10 minutes away from kickoff now between Laurel and Clairton in this 1A title game. We should tell you now, the winner of this game we know is going to move on to the PIAA semifinals. They will take on Greenville. How about this Greenville team before we get into Clairton's offense? How about this Greenville team, which in consecutive weeks has eliminated Wilmington, the heavy favorite in District 10, and then they come back in the next game last night, and they knock out Port Allegheny and Aiden Bliss, who was the runner-up last year to Bishop Guilfoyle and the favorite to maybe get back there again this year. Maybe the hottest team in the entire bracket right now is this Greenville team, and they're going to face the winner of this game here next week. Yeah, and you know what? You can even kind of say there, Eric, with that kind of the same sort of scenario of what the Spartans are trying to do. You get one big victory, an upset victory, and then you have to come back and play another juggernaut, and you're able to take them down. Kind of a similar scenario for the Laurel Spartans. But first off, I know you said it in the last segment, but my word, look at the sea of green and white on the far side of Acrisure Stadium here. I mean, I know obviously we can't show video with our audio-only broadcast tonight, but I would venture to guess close to half of that lower bowl on the far side is occupied with the faithful out there. Yeah, it certainly is. And this Clairton team, let's talk about this Clairton offense real quick for you here. They're averaging 47 points per game. They're averaging 330 yards per game. And they are led by Jeff Thompson, who a year ago in this game suffered a shoulder injury. Couldn't throw the ball against Fort Cherry. That was a big factor in this game. He comes back this season, career high in passing yards with 2,100, almost 2,200, 33 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. And he was great against Greensburg Central Catholic this year, 391 yards, a season high for him in that game. He has been excellent, 77%. He spreads it out. He's got fast wide receivers. He's got guys, 4 of them that have over 20 catches in the season. You've got other guys, 6 of them total that run a 4.5 40. There is speed all over this offense, but really with a healthy Jeff Thompson, that's made a lot of difference for him this season.
Yeah, a healthy Jeff Thompson, and obviously with the weapons that you just mentioned across the outside. What's the most impressive to me is the fact of how balanced they are in that offense. I mean, Terrace Wooding, 24 catches. Dante Wright, 21 catches. Michael Ruffin, 24 catches. Brandon Murphy leading the team with 31 catches. He's the one to watch out for on both sides of the football, as you mentioned. But they get everybody involved. They'll go a little Wildcat. Ruffin actually threw a touchdown pass out of the Wildcat last week. But Thompson, I mean, with those weapons, it's for the most part, a little dump and chase sometimes. Kind of a screen passes to the running back or quick bubble screens to the outside. That's where they've been the most effective, and getting that yak. The yak is going to be what's crucial. If Laurel can limit those yards after the catch, they're going to have a chance to be very successful. Easier said than done, again, when you have to be spread out and covering 3 or 4 different skill players on the outside. Oh, by the way, obviously with Lovelace, Pompey, and Thompson, who can run the ball himself, too, in the backfield.
This Laurel defense, 174 yards given up per game, 21 interceptions on the season, 101 tackles for loss, 28 sacks. We said at the top of the broadcast this afternoon, 20 in turnover margin this season. Now the points, it's gone up a little bit, 10.2. They're the second best scoring defense in single A, and Clairton is number 1 at 6 points a game. What can this Laurel defense do to slow this down? Obviously, you look at it on paper, you think, well, you got to play behind them because you got to keep everything in front of you. Mm-hmm. That sometimes can be a little bit dangerous too because their speed is going to be a problem the entire game.
Yeah, no matter what. I mean, because if you lay off them, again, they'll just go bubble screen and they'll take their 5 or 6 yards at a time. But you know what? If you're Laurel, you can be okay with that, I think. Kind of similar to Fort Cherry. They had a lot of 4, 5, 6 yard runs. Kind of a bend, don't break mentality at times, Eric, and I think that's kind of what you need to be thinking about again today. I want to see Thompson throw a deeper ball. He's in the film we watch, again, a lot of bubble screens. He's got a decent ball, but can he throw one, on a deep out, 15 or 20 yards or something over the top for one of those athletes to go up and get? That's where I think the key is going to be. Will you leave players on an island to try to go one-on-one and say, hey, let's see if you can beat me deep? That would be my first thought, but obviously this Laurel team, they put in something. They have something that they feel confident in as they go and take the field. We apologize. We are in an internal booth, so we do not have a crowd mic access. We're trying to get crowd mic access for you here, but we will do what we can. Laurel making their way out onto the field wearing their all-white uniforms. Eric, we're probably about 10 minutes away from official opening kickoff here for today's game. The question we were having, I was talking with the Trib guys, if you win a toss, do you get the ball and try to just go and establish run right away, or do you put your defense out there first?
Yeah, we'll see. This Laurel defense has been so good that I think you probably want them on the field, and I think that's how you have to set the tempo in this game coming up here later this morning here in just about 5 minutes or so, 5-6 minutes or so. By the way, the other games in single A last night, Bishop Guilfoyle held off Westinghouse 7-6, and then an insane game in which 92 points were scored. Belmont Charter, the District 12 champion, beat Lackawanna Trail out of the Scranton area 52-40. So your Final Four in single A is 75% of the way complete. Bishop Guilfoyle will take on Belmont Charter. Bishop Guilfoyle, of course, is the defending state champ. This game is the only one left to do yet to solve the puzzle, the 14 puzzle that will come your way next weekend in the state semifinals, and it's about to kick off here at Acrisure Stadium. We'll take one more time out. When we come back, our final segment on the pregame show, and then it's time to kick it off. It is Laurel and Clairton in the WPIAL Single A title game, and it comes your way next on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Hey, this is Todd Atkins, Laurel Class of 1991. I'd like to say congratulations to the Laurel football team for making it to the WPIAL championship game. I remember the '89 season when we played at Three River Stadium like it was yesterday, and still cherish those memories. All I can say, guys, is enjoy the moment and know that all Spartan country is cheering for you, and now go bring home the hardware. Good luck.
Well, how about that? A nice little special note to the Laurel Spartans from one of the best ever to do it at Laurel, and one of the best ever at Penn State was a member of that 1994 team that was basically robbed of the national title, Todd Atkins. Nice job by the Laurel Spartans, legendary player, to give his team a shout-out here as they get set for the WPIAL title game here this morning.
Real quick, Eric,
Clairton.
That's just a taste. Just you wait. We got some more surprises coming up throughout the course of today. Big
Alrighty
thanks
then.
to Todd and some others coming up.
So today's game brought to you by Sneezick Farms, AG LLC, supplying Stoltzfus, J&L Hay Savers, and Peckway Farm Equipment. You can find Sneezick Farms on Tractor House or reach us by phone at 724-825-0230. From the entire Sneezick family, go Spartans. So they're out at midfield for the coin toss, and the answer to your question here is I believe it's going to be Clairton who has the ball first. I did not see the coin toss, but they, normally little inside baseball for these games here. They do the coin toss actually well before the game. They take the teams aside and flip it kind of out of the way of the crowd, and then they bring them out to midfield for a ceremonial one. And I don't know if a lot of people know that or not, but in this game they've done it live here at midfield. So we're about set to go here in this single A title game between Clairton and Laurel. And as James mentioned earlier, Laurel is in the away road whites with the green numbers and green trim. Clairton is going to be in some alternate uniforms here this afternoon. They're in the slate gray with the orange, and the black helmets looks pretty sharp out there on the field. It's actually Laurel who's going to get the ball first. So there is the answer to our question. The Laurel offense will be on the field here first this morning as we get set to kick this off.
And Clairton, no surprise after, 9 straight shutouts when you include the forfeit in the regular season, 10 total straight shutouts. They want their defense out there trying to make a statement early.
Colton Carlson is on the near hash. Right between the hashes is Josh Sherman. And then on the far hash, we're on the home side here at Acrisure Stadium. It's going to be Braden Faulkner. So from, as we see it, from right to left, it's going to be Carlson, Sherman, and Faulkner to receive the kick. Referee's going over some final instructions. We'll have a little bit of delay here because these games are on TV this afternoon, so there'll be time for TV timeouts and all that throughout the course of the morning.
Yeah, actually, we were told a kickoff not until 11:05. We're right at 11 o'clock sharp, so hopefully we're not waiting out there for 5 more minutes. Want to give a shout-out, though. Lowen Willoughby was out there as part of the ceremonial coin toss there as a honorary captain for the Laurel Spartans as well. Good shout-out to Lillo. Real quick, a couple keys to the game here, Eric, for today's contest. I think for Laurel, it's continue with the shock and awe. If you can make a shocking play early, a la, like I remember about 11 years ago, Frank Antuano and the Shannock playing against his Clairton team. Antuano, the quarterback, ran over a player on a 60-yard carry, and it just kind of was like an eye-opener, like, oh, yeah, we're here, we're ready to go. I think that's kind of going to be a big key factor for the Spartans. On the other side, it's Clairton with the experience. They need to not panic if something goes wrong. Something will go wrong for them. They've had penalties. They will give up touchdowns. They've given up touchdowns the last couple of weeks. They need to not panic. And the same thing on the Laurel side. They don't have the experience of being here. They don't have any real pressure like a Clairton team maybe does because no one expected Laurel to get here except for the men in white that are on that far sideline. And a lady in white. More on that later as some possible history on that Laurel Spartan sideline there with Maya Jarrett, the kicker for Laurel.
So as we get set here, the ball is not quite teed up yet. It looks like we are going to wait for an 11:05 kickoff here between these two sides as Laurel has been on the field here now as Clairton has. Clairton hasn't quite spread out in their formation. The kickoff as we see it, if you're listening to us here this afternoon, this morning into the afternoon, it's going to come from right to left on your radio dial. We're actually angled here at about the goal line or the end zone on the scoreboard side of Acrisure Stadium. So we're out towards the river, and the Science Center, if you're familiar with Acrisure Stadium and the setup here along the North Shore, but we are on the scoreboard side right on the end zone, good angle here of the field. However, the far end zone is well away from us here on the angle in the radio booth that we are in here this morning. So Not sure why you bring them out in the field if you're going to kick it off at 11:05, but these two teams have just been waiting around out there. And
somebody didn't get the memo.
Yeah,
somebody didn't get the memo. But
getting the go-ahead here for the start of this game. There is a red hat. If you're part of that lingo, the red hat's always the one that comes out on the field during TV timeout, so we haven't had the go-ahead signal yet. Wayne Wade's going to bring his team over to talk just before we get this thing underway. But I'll tell you, he was really, really loose on the field this morning, too. When we were down there earlier, he came by, and I said a couple things to him, man. He was just in like a different mindset than I think I've ever seen a coach in a big game like this.
Well, he's been here a few times, 12th-year coach, and, I mean, he's been in this game. I mean, we haven't had a chance to talk about the championship history. Again, these are the third time that we've had Laurel versus Clairton for a championship game. Laurel's only been here 4 times, and 3 of them have come against Clairton, including that 1989 game. Wayne Wade was the quarterback of the Clairton Bears in that game, a 27-20 come-from-behind victory over the Spartans, a game that Laurel thinks that they should have won. I think a lot of people thought they should have won, too. They gave up a couple late touchdowns to lose the game. On the other side, the 1980 game was a game that there was some controversy over a potential fumble or a call being down before the line, led to a fumble, giving Laurel a win that Clairton thought they deserved. So they're even, 1-1 all-time against each other. Hopefully no controversial issues tonight. Hopefully we'll see a fun breakfast ball game, as now finally the Clairton kicker will be able to hold the ball. And by the way, Ryan Miles, the assistant coach for Laurel, he was also a member of this 1989 team that made it to the finals for Laurel. So you got great work on both sides with people who have been part of this game before, against each other nonetheless, too, now helping out the next generation.
Rayon Williams will kick it away for Clairton. And again, it'll come from right to left across your screen or device, however you're listening to us. And again, it's Carlson near hash, Sherman right between the hashes, and then Braden Faulkner is over on the far hash. We are set to go here from Acrisure Stadium, the 1A title game in the WPIAL, a trip to the state semifinals on the line. And Clairton will kick it away here. The run-up and the kickoff, and we are underway from the North Shore in Pittsburgh. It's a short end-over-end knuckleball kick that is fielded right around the 35. It's going to be the 34-yard line and pounced on there quickly by Jack Miles. And the Laurel offense will set up shop. They look like this. The offensive line across left to right, Mahoney, Fuchs, Medved, Willis, and Wilson. Of course, the quarterback is Lucas Santini. The running backs are Braden Faulkner, Nathan Hill. We'll see Jack Miles in the backfield as well. And when they want to throw it this afternoon, J.J. McBride, Tony Geiwitz, Ethan Hamilla, all will get their share of it, along with Jackson McVicker at tight end.
So interesting. They're not going to go tight. They're not going to go wide. They're going to kind of a combination. One receiver in the T formation with everyone else in tight.
Santini off the far hash, hands off Carlson. Play number 1. He's tripped up as he gets to the 36-yard line. And he had a good head of steam there to start the play. That is Jace Booker who stands in there to make the stop. It'll bring up a second down. The Clairton defense, 3-man front across the front. It is Parati, Law, and Pompey. We'll also see Dakota Harris work his way in there. The linebackers, Lovelace, Pompey, Armstrong, Murphy, who we're going to call out a lot, and Darren Pinson. The defensive backs are Rayon Williams, Michael Ruffin, Dante Wright, and also Jace Booker. Second down for Laurel off the far hash again. They go up the middle this time, and it is going to go to McBride, and he's going to get to the 40-yard line, still short of the first down. It's going to bring up, though, a third and manageable, and here we go. We saw this last week with the pick up the 3 to 4 yards right off the gate, keep the sticks, keep in front of the sticks, and give yourself third and manageable.
And right on cue, that was Brandon Murphy, the sophomore leading tackler on this team, now 105 tackles on the season, making that stop. Tight formation, they bring Hill back in on 3rd and 5.
Once again off the far hash, working towards the near side end zone. They'll hand off Carlson, follows a block. Carlson gets a lead. Carlson will crunch his way across the 45, and he is up to the 47-yard line to move the sticks, and a big first down early for this Laurel offense, as Chad Law was in there on the stop for Clairton, but the Spartans will move the sticks on 3rd and short.
Yeah, just the pulling from Tyler Fuchs again on this reshifted offensive line. He gets a big block, as does big Casey Wilson on that right side, and a big, huge early 3rd down conversion. Already a minute and a half gone.
Santini under center once again. T formation behind him off the near hash. Hands it off. Miles sweeping to the right side. Miles turns the corner. Miles a little stiff arm, and he's ushered out of bounds on the Laurel sideline. Good run there on first down. It's Dante Wright who takes him there, but a great gain on first down. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 5 for the Spartans offense.
And there you go, right key again. Early on, what are they doing? They try to get to the edge. They are able to get to the edge, something that not many teams have been able to do this year, Eric, to be able to get the ball to the edge against this fast Clairton defense. Pick up, call it a gain of 4 on first down.
10:15 to go in the first quarter. First possession for either side. Off the far hash once again. Santini the snap, hands it off. Short handoff this time to Hill, and the Clairton defense is all over it this time as Darren Pinson is able to step in there right away to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's
second down, I beg your pardon.
Yeah,
third down.
It will be 3rd down. You're right. No gain. It looks like maybe a gain of 1, but that's kind of where Laurel can find, if they can find big plays, I think that's where it's going to come. When you're focusing too much on Carlson or on Miles going on the off tackle plays, if you can get a quick hitter like that to McBride or Hill up the gut, is I think where they'll have the most success. Though that time stuffed in the middle by Pinson.
Laurel off the far hash once again. Santini under center. He's going to hand it off and trying to find his way left side this time is McBride, and there is nothing there. As again, that big defensive interior by the Bears, it's Chad Law this time, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Spartans, and Carlson will have to punt it away. So a first down for Laurel on its opening drive, and then they're going to get towards midfield just over it, and they're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, again, holding ground there in the middle, both Law and Dakota Harris just eating up space, nowhere to go on those last 2 carries. Now watch for a hard count here. It is 4th and 4.
It's a wobbly snap. Carlson, boy, he really hesitated, but then he gets his foot into it and sends a high spiral up towards the end zone. It is fielded in play and dangerously on the near side. Was that Murphy who was able to get underneath of it? It was.
He caught it at the 1-yard line, Eric.
And basically retreated into the end zone, but then he brought it out. And he is taken out of bounds short of the 10-yard line, right around the 6, and that's where Clairton's going to start things for the first time this morning.
Well, I mean, at least if you're Laurel, you take away 3 minutes off the clock here on the first possession of the game, and then you pin the Clairton offense deep. Now, obviously, with Clairton's offense, doesn't matter if they have 1 yard to go or 99 yards to go. They can score in one play, but we do see pinned deep in their own end are the Bears for the opening play of the game. Today's broadcast, by the way, brought to you in part by Wolf's Foreign Auto, servicing your foreign auto and domestic needs for 50 years. Find them online at wolfsforeignauto.com.
First play of the afternoon or the morning for Clairton. It's 8:54 to go in the first. They line up in a T formation, and they will run the ball on first down. And getting spun around and staying on his feet is Dante Wright, as he is able to get himself across the 10 to the 12-yard line. He's taken out of bounds there by a slew of white shirts. Good run on first down. But here's what Clairton has done a little bit differently here in recent weeks. They've gone to this T formation and more of a power running attack behind Thompson. He's been great this season throwing the football, but it's been the running attack for this team that's been the onus here in the playoffs.
Well, when you look at Thompson as the quarterback, 2 interceptions all regular season, 3 interceptions in the last 2 games. Kind of like Laurel. They're just trusting the ground game, saying, hey, our front 7 can beat your front 7.
They line up tight again. They hand it off left side off the near hash, and then pinned up and driven backwards towards the line of scrimmage is going to be Lovelace Pompey, but that's going to be enough to get a first down for Clairton as he gets to the 16-yard line, and enough that time to move the sticks. It'll be a first down with 8.5 to go in the first quarter.
So just like we expected, 2 power runs up the gut in a T formation for Clairton, right? It is. It's very obvious how both of these teams have built on what has worked well for them here down the stretch.
Thompson again will line up under center, T formation behind them. They're off the near hash now. They spread it out. They go 2 to the right and 2 to the near side as well. The slot man right is going to move in motion away from us. Shotgun now for Thompson. He stands off the near hash, right around the 10-yard line. Takes a snap, looks to his right. Going to fire it that way. Got a man out there. It is going to be tipped and intercepted. It is intercepted by the Spartans, and coming away with it is Tony Geiwitz. Once again, as Thompson had a man wide open on the outside, he threw back inside to double coverage. It was tipped, and Geiwitz is able to pull it out of the sky. His 8th interception of the season, and Laurel takes over with 7:57 to go in the first quarter.
Now, jump ball, get it, and big number 3, he's one of the top 5 interception getters in all of the state of Pennsylvania, Eric, and he skied up to snag that one. That's his 8th of the season. Laurel ball kind of acts like a short punt, though, at the 45-yard line.
If you're getting the extra possessions, you've got to make them count now as they go to Miles on first down off the far hash outside the numbers, tackled short of the 40-yard line right at the 39. So it'll be a gain of 2, and that'll bring up second down, gain of 4 rather, and it'll bring up second down and 4 as we hit 7:40 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to be paramount too, is the time of possession out of all this, Eric.
7:30 now to go in the opening quarter. One pass so far by either team. It was picked off by Tony Geiwitz. Carlson to the outside. Carlson turns upfield. Carlson makes a move, and then he is going to be hit right around the 35-yard line. That time by Tavez Armstrong, who's got 11 tackles for loss and 7 sacks this season. He's been one of the best defenders for this team, though, for Clairton. And he and his brother have teamed up, and they've been a big force for this Bears defense as we hit 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Just enough to move the chains. Ball at the 35-yard line with 7 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Second possession of the game for the Spartans after the Geiwitz interception.
It is a first down for Laurel from the 35-yard line. Santini under center off the near hash. T formation behind him. Motion by Miles away from us. Snap. He hands off. Nathan Hill running to the left. And Hill's going to get off the left tackle that time, and he is swarmed there, hit by 3 different Bears defenders. Pinson is going to get him up high to make the stop. It'll be second down and about 8 after a gain of 2 for Hill.
And what people are going to say is, these runs up the middle have gone for 2 yards, 2 yards, and 0 yards. Why do you keep trying to pound it up the gut? Because that's what keeps the defense honest. I thought it would be the other way around, that you would try to run it on the outside to keep the inside guys more honest and not trying to go to the outside, and then you could get the quick hitter. They're going the other way around. They keep pounding it up the gut to try to get more room on the outside.
Second and 8, 6:10 to go. They hand it off. Carlson again. Step through move, and he's hit right away as he gets over the line of scrimmage. And there's Brandon Murphy once again, who gets in there for the stop. It's going to bring up about a third and call it long 7 here for Laurel as they get to the Clairton 32 with 5:50 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, well, big credit, too, to Dion Pompey, because he's the first one who got in there and actually disrupted the play in the backfield, got the legs first of Carlson. Carlson had to go up and over the top of him before then Murphy comes and cleans it up. Late substitution here for Clairton as they're going to go 5 wide here on 3rd and long for the Spartans.
Clock keeps moving here as we're going to work our way down towards 5.5. We're going to get a timeout called by, it looks like the Laurel side here with, nope, it's going to be Clairton here with 5:33 to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Spartans. When we get back here to Acrisure Stadium, you're listening to the WPIAL Single A Championship game on the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
Gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Briar Brook Barn. Stop out at Briar Brook Barn on December 13th and 14th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's a unique shopping experience. Hey, you can finish off your Christmas list while supporting local and talented artisans, makers, and crafters. There's going to be a food truck, coffee vendor, and Amish donuts on site, too. And, hey, kids, Santa's going to visit the barn on Sunday as well from 12 to 2. Bring an envelope, send a letter to him. You'll get one back before Christmas. Briar Brook Barn wishing best of luck to all the Laurel Spartans here today.
So out of the timeout, it's going to be 3rd and 7 for the Spartans as they will have it at the Clairton 32-yard line. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you here. 5:33 to go, opening quarter. This is the second possession for the Spartans. Interception by Tony Geiwitz. Early in this game, Jeff Thompson, 1 pass thrown by both teams so far. It was Jeff Thompson, and that was picked off by Geiwitz as Laurel had that well covered. Well, I'll tell you what, we can see the replay here in our booth, obviously, because we've got the monitor here. But, man, if Thompson looks back at that throw, he had a guy on the outside wide open, and that could have been a big, big problem for this Laurel defense. And for him, unfortunately, he threw it into double coverage, and there was Geiwitz waiting for it, and Laurel's on the move here.
Yeah, and, again, that was kind of one of the things that we alluded to was can they make a throw down the field? I don't mind the idea of throwing it down the field, let one of your athletic guys try to go up and make a play. He just got out-jumped by the 5'10" sophomore Tony Geiwitz who jumped on the inside of the route because you're not going to see the best ball if it's thrown more than 15, 20 yards down the field. Now, here's a question, first real passing scenario that we've had on the Laurel offensive side of things on a 3rd and 7 coming out of a media timeout as well.
3rd down and 7. The timeouts are going to be a shade longer today because of the television broadcast, so just keep that in mind here. Laurel will spread it out. They'll go 4 wide receivers to the left. Santini out of the shotgun on 3rd down. This is only maybe the second shotgun snap we've seen Medved have to make to Santini here in the last 2 games. Clean one, draw up the middle, and that is read perfectly by this Bears defense. There's Pinson once again, who flies in there to make the stop. It's going to bring up 4th down with 5:20 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, against most teams, you spread them out. You have a chance to find some room up the gut. No one was able to get a hat on Pinson right up the middle. He stays in there. But that's also a play with, I think, a 4th down in mind.
Yeah, they at least for the moment, looked like they were going to go for it with some of the personnel out there. Now, Santini's going to come off. So
Geiwitz is going to line up for a long field goal here. This is going to be a 48-yarder.
He hit from 41 last week, and he's got 42 in his pocket this season. And this is to the open end of the field here at Acrisure Stadium. It's going to be out of the hole by Carlson. The kick is down. It is away. It is going to be well short. He is going to get it into the end zone, but it's going to be about 4 or 5 yards short of the crossbar. But we do have a flag on the play.
They never got the snap off in time.
Yeah, they did not. So it's going to be against Laurel. It's going to back them up, and it looks like Clairton is going to – what is Clairton going to opt to do? They're going to opt to make them punt here, it looks like. So they'll redo 4th down, and they will punt it away, or nope, they're going to take over on offense.
No, it's a dead ball foul, so you have
correct.
to.
Okay, so they're going to have to repunt. They're going to have to redo the down, and Laurel will punt it away here. So Carlson, who had a great one the first time, will come out for the second time here this afternoon.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's why you go ahead and kick the field goal, though, as an opportunity, because if you miss it, it's just a touchback like that one was there. Now it's just going to be can you angle one out of bounds with your all-conference punter?
All-State a year ago. Carlson, it's a good snap, and he's going to put this one up in the air. It's end over end and wobbly, angling towards the corner. It's going to hit and go out of bounds inside the 5 as he's going to drop that thing at the 3-yard line. Man, Carlson just perfect 60-degree lob wedge on the inside of the field, and it took a bounce right out of bounds at the 3. And Clairton's going to have 97 in front of him with 4:31 to go in the scoreless first quarter.
Well, so far, so good. No points on the board, but Laurel has made Clairton start their drives at the 6 and now at the 3-yard line. 4:31 still remaining in the opening quarter. Today's broadcast brought to you in part as well by Vision Ministries of Lawrence County. Congratulations to the Laurel Spartans team, coaching staff, and everyone with the program. You've made Lawrence County proud. Go Spartans from Vision Ministries of Lawrence County.
Dante Wright goes out wide to the far side. They'll go out of the eye and hand it off this time, and there is nothing there as Lovelace Pompey tried to squirt through the right side. And shutting that door quick was big Kevin Mahoney. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He did fall forward, though, at the end of the play across the 5 out to the 6 for a gain of 3. And I wonder if you'll see just more of that. And, passing didn't work on the last drive. Maybe Clairton tried to just establish a bit more in the ground and pound game, have a little confusion of who to be out there on the field right now on this 2nd down and 7. That's a big part of it, though. Again, Clairton's been here 2 years in a row trying to find, the play clock, for example. Laurel gets a delay a game. Clairton a little more experience with their quarterback, 3rd-year starter, to be able to find where the play clock is.
Thompson out of the shotgun this time, flanked each way by a back. They've got a wing in there on the left side. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Good run and a 1st down this time for Lovelace Pompey, who gets across the 10-yard line up to the 13. And that'll move the Sticks on a gain of 7 with 3:38 to go in the first quarter.
McVicker, who had the big interception to seal the game against Fort Cherry last week, he's the one who ends up upending the Clairton running back. So many of these players were starters 2 years ago when they played in the opening round of the playoffs. Keep that in mind, too, of how much that could end up playing just in the psyche. I know it's different teams 2 years removed from that game, but a lot of familiar faces on both sides of the ball.
Shotgun snap again to Thompson. He's going to hand off. Lovelace Pompey tried to get upended on the middle of the pile there. Kevin Mahoney had hands on him first. He's going to fall his way forward to the 15 and pick up 2 that time. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Clairton here with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, a little dangerous there the way he went airborne, because those are players that are still on their feet. You could almost get called for a leaping penalty, but he didn't really go over them. He went basically onto the back of his offensive lineman, and again falls forward for a 3-yard gain. So carries a 4, 3, 7, and 3 so far for Pompey.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but it's been effective here for this Clairton team to get themselves out of the shadow of their own end zone. Now they're going to go direct snap. And it's going to be Ruffin who gets around the far end. Ruffin breaks to the outside. Geiwitz is there to put hands on him and push him out of bounds. He is about a yard shy of the stick, a gain of 9 that time. And that'll bring up a second down it will be a third down, as Clairton will have a third and about 1 to go with 2:28 to go in the first quarter. Good design run there.
Yeah, but there it is, the speed, because Jack Miles came streaking right through the middle but had no chance of catching Ruffin from the Wildcat before he was already out to the edge. Good job to usher him out of bounds by Guyowitz, just a yard short.
Wing again on the left side. Shotgun snap to Thompson off the far hash up the middle. Lovelace Pompey trucks a couple of defenders, and he's going to carry the pile all the way up across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Again, a big gain of 12. It's a first down for Clairton with 2:18 to go, and now you're starting to see that Clairton offensive line do some work here on this drive.
Yeah, the line doing work, but then Deion Pompey doing the work himself. Over 100 yards in each of the last 2 games in the postseason. Actually, all 3 games in the postseason. With that one right there, little truck stick action on the secondary.
6th play of the drive. They're going to throw it near side this time to the outside. Now cutting back inside and getting across the 35 up to the 40, near the 40-yard line. Taken out of bounds on the near side is going to be Dante Wright. Short of the first down. It's going to be about a gain of, it's going to be well short of the first down. Gain of about 4 that time. It'll be second down and 6.
Give credit, he didn't make the tackle, but Braden Faulkner doing his job, probably fighting through a hold to be honest, but he got blocked well out of bounds, but he was fine with that because he was able to force the receiver Wright to have to go back inside where he was able to get help from McVicker and from Carlson and company making a tackle.
Off the near hash on second down and 5. Shotgun for Thompson. Snap. They go back to the Nobi keeps. Thompson going to roll to the far side, and he can't get past the 40 as Tyler Fuchs is going to fly in there and shut the door right at the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 1, so it'll bring up 3rd and 4 as we hit 1:40 to go in the quarter.
Yeah, Thompson, only his 27th carry of the year, tries to get to the edge, and Tyler Fuchs, the sophomore. I mean, you got Jack Miles, who's the program's leading tackler. You have Colton Carlson, who's up there in the top 3. Both of them are going to get surpassed by Fuchs, only a sophomore, already with 160-plus career tackles. That's a big one right there to force a 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 4 now as we hit 1:16 to go. Off the far hash, Clairton operating towards the end zone to our left. They hand off Lovelace Pompey. Nothing there. It is Alex Medved who got hands around the ankles. Casey Wilson gives him the help, and it's going to bring up a 4th down with 1 minute to go in the first.
We'll see, though. They're staying up there. They're looking like they're going to hurry to the line and go for it. It's going to be 4th down and 3 from the 41. We'll see if this is just a hard count or if they're going to trust their line to go for it.
Thompson is going hard count. He's got a receiver each way now, motion away from us in the formation. That'll be Wright, who sets up in the slot far side off the far hash. And what do we got going on here? We got shifts everywhere. Late substitution. What are we doing here?
Well, did the center have his hand on the football? Because he can't take it off if he did, right? They're just going to call timeout.
So they must have gotten a timeout call. There's all kinds of confusion on the Clairton sideline. Now we get a flag in from the back judge on the far end of the field.
He was going to call for delay game, but they did get the second timeout of the opening quarter before they did so.
So there you go.
So an 8-play drive, but it will be a punting situation with 24 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. While we have a moment, shout out to another one of our championship sponsors today, Shingle Decker Insurance. Shingle Decker Insurance, honored to support Spartan football here today. From home to auto and life insurance and annuities, they're here when you need them most. Feel free home and auto quotes at www.shingledeckerinsurance.com. Good luck and go Spartans. Late first quarter, Laurel cooked the opening kickoff, got a first down before punting it away, ended up pinning the Clairton Bears inside their own 10 at the 6-yard line. An interception got Laurel the ball back. Again, a first down, but ended up having to punt it away, a coffin corner punt. A couple of first downs here for Clairton, an 8-play drive, but they're going to have to boot it away here yet again.
Now they're going to go for it.
Oh, they're going for it.
4th down, yeah. It's going to be a direct snap once again. Ruffin trying to find room left side. Jack Miles got hands on him. Faulkner had him, and then he's pushed out of bounds on the near sideline by Ethan Hamilla.
He's short.
He is short of the first down. He couldn't quite get there. Needed to get to the 45, the 43 of Laurel, and he is about a yard shy. So it's going to be Laurel turnover on downs with 16 seconds to go in the first quarter, and we are still scoreless.
Wow, how about that? So they come out and they go for it on 4th down. They try to use the speed to the edge, and you called it perfectly, Eric. The first player and the second player, everybody getting involved in pushing Ruffin, having to go backwards first before he's able to punch forward. Got 2 yards, but he needed 3. Laurel possession.
Ends a 9-play drive for Clairton. They're going to go direct snap to Carlson. Carlson is going to be bottled up and then dropped right near the line of scrimmage, but we got flags coming in all over the place here as the clock works its way down to 9 seconds after the play.
Yeah, flag thrown right at the end of the play. Lucas Santini was the receiver on the near side as they went a wildcat formation there with Carlson. First, we've really seen that actually all year. So Coach Cooper, the offensive coordinator and the head coach really of this team, dialing a little bag of tricks, showing something a little different on film. And
face mask going to be on Clairton. So this is going to be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for Laurel with 9 seconds to go in the first quarter. This is going to take the ball all the way deep inside Clairton territory, down inside the 30-yard line, right around the Bears' 26. So penalty, they benefit, going to be 27-yard line officially with 9 seconds to go. Now they're going to say 26. They move it up just a hair. 1st and 10, that's important yardage-wise. At least you think about Guyewitz, and if they go for a field goal, every yard's going to count. 1st and 10 for Laurel. Right between the hashes on the Clairton 26. The clock's going to expire here as we have played 12 minutes of football from Acrisure Stadium. No score in this game. A turnover by Clairton early, another turnover on downs forced by the Laurel defense, and the Spartans will have a 1st and 10 on the Clairton 26. When we come back to Acrisure Stadium, you're listening to the WPIAL title game on the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
Tonight, someone is cold, hungry, and forgotten. At City Rescue Mission, we're more than a shelter. We're a bright beacon of light in our community, serving those in need to make our community stronger and healthier. We offer real help and real hope, and that hope is Jesus. We serve him by serving others in love, grace, mercy, and compassion. But we can't do it without you. Be the reason someone's story is rewritten in Christ. Give today at cityrescuemission.org.
At Medore Bonner Law, we're more than just attorneys. We're your community partners. With a combined experience that spans decades, attorneys Jason Medore, Michael Bonner, and Greg Rossitelli are your trusted advisors for all legal matters. From personal injury to estate planning, business law to family disputes, we are here to guide you through every step of the legal process. Our full-service, community-based approach ensures that you're not just a client, but a valued member of our family. Give us a call or visit us online at MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Spartan Country. My name is John Linhart. I was part of the team that was blessed to play in the 1989 WPIAL Championships at Three River Stadium. Welcome to a select few teams from Laurel that have been blessed with this opportunity. There have been a lot of great players and great teams over the years that didn't make it, so congratulations. I personally recall being in elementary school when members of the 1980 WPIAL Championship team visited us. They were heroes to us. You are part of a rich legacy of football at Laurel, and those who have worn the green before you are cheering you on. It's time to bring this home. Go Spartans!
So there we go, another of the Laurel greats, wishing the Spartans team good luck in this title game here today. Superintendent Len Rich and the Laurel administration wish congratulations to the Spartans as well. Good luck in the championship game. All of Spartan Nation is behind you. Bring home the W. That is courtesy of Len Rich, the superintendent of the Laurel School District. Second quarter begins here at Acrisure Stadium. Laurel and Clairton scoreless after one. 33 yards of offense for Laurel in the first quarter, and they were aided just by 15 yards on the last penalty, the face mask penalty right before the close of the first quarter. Clairton has started at its own 3, its own 6. They've gained 50 yards. They've also turned it over twice, and we are set to go here to start the second quarter. Laurel will be at the Clairton 26-yard line. It's a T formation behind Santini as they attack the end zone to our left. He's going to fake the handoff, throw out of the backfield. Miles to catch on the far side. Miles cuts back, and he's upended inside the 20 at the 15, and it's going to be enough for a Laurel first down with 11:54 to go in the half, and the Spartans on the move, making that penalty count.
Yeah, how about that? First pass play of the game for Laurel comes on the first play of the second quarter as the Spartans enter the red zone. Big shout out to the red zone for all they do for us year in and year out. It was Terrace Wooding who was able to make the tackle, and that was a great move by Miles. I don't know how Wooding got his arm back to be able to trip him up at the 15.
It's going to be a T formation off the far hash, attacking the end zone to our left. Santini hands off. Carlson has a block. Carlson turns upfield, gets to the 10-yard line, and then he is hit there by Murphy and also Booker on the stop. But again, a good game. 5 yards that time on first down. That's what Laurel wants to do here. 5 yards, peck away, control that line of scrimmage, and they're back to the ground here doing that on this drive.
Yeah, they're going to mark it back at the 11 for a gain of 4 officially, but that's fine. You're ahead of the schedule. You're ahead of the sticks. That's exactly what you're looking for. Get right back into the power game with McBride between Miles and Colton Carson on the backfield.
T formation off the far hash. They go to Miles this time. Miles trying to upend or get to the outside, and then he is tripped up right as he gets to the edge. There is Brandon Murphy again. Boy, this guy is so talented. Murphy. And do we have a late flag on the play after it's over here? Let's see. We do.
Early flag, actually.
Yeah, actually, it is going to be an early flag. It's going to be a hold on Laurel as Miles got twisted around. Almost lost the ball there towards the end of that play, too. Murphy, by the way, got his first college offer from James Franklin when he was the head coach at Penn State back in the summertime. And now he's added offers from Pitt, West Virginia, Indiana, Wisconsin, Florida State, Akron, and Kentucky. That's going to take the ball back to the 21-yard line.
And that's what Laurel avoided last week were these penalties, the holding penalties specifically, because they never had a negative play. It doesn't go down yardage-wise as a negative play, but you lose 10 yards, makes it 2nd and 16.
Santini flanked by Carlson and Hill. He hands off to Carlson coming across the formation, and he's going to go off the far hash and get what he can inside the 20 back to about the 17-yard line. 4-yard gain that time. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 for Laurel, as we got 10:24 to go here in the opening half.
Perotti and Pinson in there on that tackle, back into the red zone, back close to the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to be 3rd and 12. So now here's the question. How aggressive do you choose to be on this 3rd down? From here it would be about a 35-yard field goal. Again, Geiwitz has made from 40 a couple times this year, 31 a week ago.
Again, he'll be flanked. Will Santini out of the shotgun. Carlson to his left, McBride to his right. It is Hamilla top of the formation to the right. We get a flag in and a false start going to be called on Laurel. So that's going to push him back 5. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 17 now from the 22.
3rd penalty of this drive, 1 against Clairton to end the first quarter, and now 2 once Laurel got inside the red zone. So now makes it even more difficult. Back to a 3rd down and about 17 to go. Now it's a 40-yard field goal if you don't pick up any yardage. I think you run a safe play. You're going to the closed end. You trust Tony Geiwitz to potentially kick a field goal. I mean, you want 6 for sure. If you have something in your playbook that you really trust, and more than anything, too, you trust your senior quarterback, your all-time program leader throwing the football to make the right decision to find something open if there is anything open down the field.
Hamilla, Carlson, and Miles to the left. Up top, it's Moser. Shotgun for Santini off the far hash. Looks to his left. Going to throw it that way. Lobbing it from Miles to the outside. It's incomplete. Was well covered on the play, but if that is thrown where Santini did it, Miles had a chance to make a play on it, but it's going to bring up a 4th down, and it looks like they're going to try again with Geiwitz here with 9:28 to go in the first half.
Yeah, Michael Ruffin in coverage. It was actually Hamilla who was going for that jump ball, but that ball just a little bit too far out in front, and Hamilla fighting the whole way, really never got a chance to get a good break on it. It's going to be officially a 39-yard attempt coming. He missed from 48 on a play that didn't count earlier, this time going to the closed end.
Trying to get points for the first time this afternoon. It's a high snap. Geiwitz puts his foot into it. It's fighting its way, and it hits the upright, and Karam's out to the right. So Geiwitz is 0 for 2 here in this game, and we remain scoreless with 9:27 to go in the first half here from Acrisure Stadium, and Clairton's going to take it back over 1st and 10.
At the 20-yard line, which will be by far their best field position of the season. Geiwitz was 3 of 4 on field goals coming into today's game. That one had the leg, just left it a little bit out to the right with 9:27 remaining now in the first half. Clairton, again, their best field position after starting at the 6 and the 3 on their first 2 drives.
Can't leave the door open for this Bears team at all. There's 2 opportunities for this Laurel team. They come away with nothing. Empty set for Thompson. Throws near side. Catch is made. There goes right. Spun around, and Hamilla does a nice job to bring him back to the earth on a good gain on first down, actually a minimal gain on first down of about 1, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 with 9:12 to go in the half.
Yeah, Hamilla and Miles making their way over across to make that stop after a short gain.
So it's officially 2nd and 8 now for Thompson. They're going out of the shotgun a lot here more in this latter stages of the first half. Quick throw, and it's a high one, and Geiwitz in coverage that time. Knocked it away from Terrace Woody, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to get a chance to see that replay because it looked like one of the Laurel linemen was coming in and wanted to go a quick 5-yard, hook, come right back to it. It was well defended by Geiwitz, but I don't think the receiver was even ready, and that's because one of the defensive linemen basically forced that throw to have to come from Thompson much quicker than he anticipated.
So it'll be a 3rd down and 8 now for Clairton from their own 22-yard line. Scoreless here in the first half. Shotgun off the near hash for Thompson. He hands it off. They go up the middle. Lovelace Pompey stayed on his feet after contact from Miles, and he's brought back down after a slew of white shirts get in there for the stop. It's going to bring up a 4th down with 8:43 to go in the half, and Clairton will have to punt it away again.
So it'll be their first punt attempt of the day. And believe it or not, the first punt that Laurel has forced in the last 2 games. How about that, Eric? Because there were no punts from either team last week in the semifinals in the 24-14 win over Fort Cherry.
Isn't that remarkable that there was no punts in a game featuring Matt Sig and Fort Cherry. That was a great contest. As Thompson, it's a high snap over his head. He gets it by one hand, and Laurel is going to be all over it. Fuchs had him. Thompson keeps it alive. He pitches it out to the far side, angling towards the sideline and pushed there by Miles. And Laurel is going to get this in excellent starting field position after the miscue on the snap. Laurel will take over deep in Clairton territory with 8:07 to go in the half.
Credit Hamilla and Miles with the tackle, but credit Braden Faulkner as the one who forced him first to have to retreat. The snap over his head, I can't believe he even got to it, but then Faulkner giving chase. Fuchs, I don't know how he didn't bring him down. Hamilla's giving chase. Hamilla forces a little backwards pass. Who ends up running it there is Murphy.
Yep.
But Faulkner, part of it too, down the road. Can't let anybody get the ball. Ball to 25.
Direct snap to Carlson from the 25, and he is going to get pushed back. They cut that edge off nicely, and there is Tevez Armstrong who steps in there for the stop. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 10 here for Laurel. Clock winds under 8 minutes to go in the first half.
You know, certain reporters have talked about how Laurel doesn't have gaudy numbers offensively, Eric. Well, here's the reason why. Almost half of their possessions this year have come starting in plus territory. This is the 3rd drive already today that has started in Clairton Bears territory. Got to capitalize, though. Got to get points on the board.
It's the 7th drive of this game already, too. Neither of these offenses, Laurel's had chances. Santini out of the tee will hand it off Miles, picking his way through. Miles is swarmed by the slate gray jerseys as he is pushed back towards the 25. And maybe got a yard. He did fall forward for a yard that time, maybe 2. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8. We hit 7:15 to go in the half.
Jack Miles, he had less than 100 rushing yards all regular season. Coach said it. He had a little fumbleitis problem early in the year. Wasn't touching the ball a whole lot in the ground game. Doing his thing, catching the ball, doing his thing on defense. Well, 3 touchdowns in the postseason, 100 yards a week ago on the ground. He's been a real fun juggernaut, extra part to this offense in the playoffs.
3rd and 8, they're going to go to Carlson. He's going to throw it, and that's out of bounds. He was looking downfield for Hamilla. They tried the trickeration. Coverage that time by Terrace Wooding, and that's going to bring up another 4th and 8 here. Geiwitz has now missed 2 field goals. This one would be about 40 yards, and he's missed from, 39 and
the 48 didn't
48,
count.
So
he's out there. They know they're attempting this one from the right hash, right on the 30-yard line, so it'll be a 40-yard attempt.
40-yard attempt for Geiwitz. Again, he does have this range. Carlson to hold off the far hash. Geiwitz in the closed end of the stadium puts his foot into this one. It continues to rise, and Geiwitz can't connect on a 3rd try. Wow. So Laurel has another opportunity inside Clairton territory, and they come away empty as we stay scoreless here with 6:43 to go in the first half.
Well, Geiwitz had a penalty, the only penalty last week, the kickoff out of bounds. Coach Coop said after the game, you know what? We trust you. You're going to go and make a play from it. He had a bad angle that led to the only SIG touchdown or in that first quarter. You go, you make a play late. He was able to make a couple plays late. He gets the interception early today. You know that they're going to keep trusting him, even though he's missed more field goals today than he has all season long. We have a timeout on the field. Still scoreless midway through the second quarter in the 1A championship game. Listening at LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, Gem Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Hello, Spartan Country. Mitch and Jen Maley here, former player on the '89 team when we played Clairton 36 years ago. We want to wish you a healthy and successful game. Good luck, Spartans.
And this afternoon's game brought to you by Wolf's Foreign Auto, LLC, servicing all your foreign and domestic needs for over 50 years, specializing in European vehicles. You can find us online at wolfsforeignauto.com. or reach us by phone at 724-843-6645. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you here at Acrisure Stadium along the North Shore in the city of Pittsburgh. It's light up night, and the scoreboard here at Acrisure remains unlit as we are scoreless through almost 2 quarters here. We're about halfway through this second quarter, and Clairton's going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, but the field well lit by the beautiful sunshine out there at field level, and lots of white towels on the far side for the Spartan faithful. They've had lots to cheer about, but unable to punch anything into the end zone. Game script has gone basically perfectly for Laurel, except they haven't gotten any points on the board. Still scoreless with 6:42 remaining in the half.
Yeah, 3 opportunities here for Laurel. One of them, you mentioned the penalty. It did not count the guy with attempts, so he is 0 for 2 officially in this game. Thompson out of the shotgun, little pop pass, will get it to Wright, turning upfield. The Laurel defense is there. He slipped through Geiwitz, and Wright's got some space. Right down the sideline, out of bounds, a first down. The biggest play of the afternoon so far for the Bears with 6:32 to go in the first half.
That's the key. In the end, you get one missed tackle, one slip by, and all of a sudden, he's able to go off to the races. Slip the tackle there as Hamilakide running in. Couldn't get him there. McBride missed a tackle, and then finally Carlson actually misses 2. Fuchs comes all the way back and ends up making the tackle 20 yards down the field.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for Clairton at their own 41-yard line. Biggest play of the afternoon or the morning so far for the Bears. Handoff. It's going to be Pompey Lovelace, and he is going to get tripped up. We do have a flag down on the play. Pompey Lovelace got to the 45 or close to the 45 of Laurel. There's a flag back near the line of scrimmage at the 40-yard line.
So this is going to push Clairton back, we presume, on a holding call. Yes, there it is. Second penalty against the Bears. 3 penalties so far against Laurel here. Makes it 1st down and 20. But again, staying on schedule, much more important for the Laurel offense compared to Clairton, but still very important nonetheless.
So we'll take the ball back to the 31. Bring up 1st and 20 for the Bears. Penalties have been an issue for this Clairton team in the past in some of these title games in the regular season, but they have just bludgeoned everybody until they got to the WPIAL title or the WPIAL playoffs. And then they've had to fight their way through a couple of games here. As Thompson will send right out in motion, looks that way. Pocket breaking down. He throws under duress. He dumps it off. There is a wall of blockers, and here we go. It is into space. Lovely pump pace. Nobody's going to get him. He is gone for the touchdown, and it's going to be with 5:50 to go. There is a flag down near, though, back at the line of scrimmage. You're back right around the original line of scrimmage, so we're going to check that.
Yeah, Coach Cooper saying, come on back, come on back. First off, directing traffic. Great job by Jeff Thompson to be able to tell his running back, no, go run out to the left. Second, great job by the offensive lineman to avoid the illegal man downfield. They all stayed right there at the line, but nobody good on the outside to avoid the hold. Thompson, I don't know how he stayed up long enough, to be honest, to avoid the rush of Medved and Fuchs on the outside, but he did. But that's going to wipe out what would have been a 59-yard, 59-yard catch.
See,
the flag was already thrown before this, Eric. I saw the back judge throw it literally as the ball was caught. There's another hold they could have called later.
Yeah, so they got this one, but man, Clairton taking points off the board.
could have called one at the end here, too, to be honest, Eric.
James, they're going to say this is from the 42, so they're actually going to gain a yard, believe it or not.
So it was
because it
was 1 yard down the field,
yeah.
yes.
So they actually gain a yard out of it. We'll redo first down. It's now 1st and 19 from the 32 with 5:50 to go in the first half.
So Mark Shaws would be upset if I don't say that does count as a 1 yard completion from Thompson to Pompey then.
And now we're going to go with Wright in the backfield, or Ruffin in the backfield, rather, to take the direct snap. And we're going to get a stoppage here for the moment.
Play clock says 0, Eric.
Boy, Clairton just has got to get it organized here if you're Wayne Wade and company. They're going to back them up 5 more. Now it's going to be first down and 24 with 5:39 to go in the half.
Well, while we have a moment, give another shout-out to Shingle Decker Insurance. They're honored to support Spartan football here today. From home, auto, life insurance, and annuities, Shingle Decker Insurance is here when you need us most. Free home and auto quotes at shingledeckerinsurance.com. Good luck and go Spartans.
Takes the ball back to the 27-yard line. They'll keep Ruffin out there in the direct snap. That Wildcat, he's going to carry on first down up the middle, and a good job by Casey Wilson to get a hand on him first to slow him down, and then Medved's there to help clean him up.
Fuchs in there as well, Eric.
That's going to bring up a second down and about 20 on a 4-yard gain to the 31 that time with 5:24 and a running clock here in the second quarter.
But you got to keep an eye when Ruffin's in there at the Wildcat. Again, he threw a touchdown pass last week, and even if it didn't go for a touchdown, that's just something that you see on film and have to keep your eye on, that when he takes a shotgun Wildcat snap, he still has the opportunity to throw it.
Second down and 20 from the 31, 5:05 to go, first half. Scoreless here between Clairton and Laurel. Good defensive battle here. The Bears starting to warm up a little bit as Thompson takes a shotgun snap, looks right, comes back to his left, gets it out in space to Wooding, and Wooding's going to carry it across the line, the original line of scrimmage, up to about the 46-yard line. So good gain of 15 that time. It's going to leave him third down and manageable here.
Yeah, call it 3rd and 5, Eric. That's a great job. Basically, that's designed, you're going to fake one way, screen the other way. And basically, I think they give Thompson the capability to read the field and see where do you have the better advantage man on man. There were more players on the far side of the field defensively for the Spartans than there were on the near side. So they said, let's go near side for Wooding's first catch and run. There's that yak, 15-yard pickup.
Third down and 4 here for the Bears now with 4:14 to go on a running clock. Attacking the end zone to our right. They pitch it near side. Turning upfield and going nowhere thanks to Colton Carlson and Tyler Fuchs is Lovelace Pompey, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
4th and 2. They've already gone for it on 4th and 3 once from about this position, and the punting game hasn't exactly been greatly effective nonetheless. So it would not surprise me at all if those gray and orange jerseys stay offense out on the field on a 4th and 2.
Yeah, he actually got 2 that time, so it is going to be 4th and 2. Clock continues to wind here. Remember, Clairton is going to get the ball to start the second half as well, as they are going to bring everybody out. They're going to line up tight. Little confusion on the offensive line. Thompson gets that set. They go in that T formation. It's actually going to be a busted split set behind him. They're going to hand it off and a first down, and there it is across the 45 of Laurel down to around the 44 of the Spartans on a gain of 5. With 3:19 to go in the first half. That was Dante Wright who had the first down carry.
So Wright able to move the chains with that 5-yard pickup and a big one there. Check it. It was Pompey getting that carry before Guyowitz pulled him down. But, yeah, kind of a wishbone sort of setup on that play. Same thing here. A fullback in front of like a pro formation behind him.
They're going to run it again. This time it's Wright. Wright turns upfield. Wright sidesteps the defender, and Wright's going to have another first down for the Bears down to the Spartans' 25-yard line with 2:50 to go. And now this Bears offense starting to cook a little bit here late in this first half.
Well, and again, they went that same formation, finding some openings, maybe something that Laurel hasn't seen much on film because not really sure how to defend it. Same play twice in a row. 2.5 minutes left to play. A great drive here. The 9th play coming up for the Bears here as we wind down the first half.
1st and 10 from the Laurel 26-yard line. Thompson, they're going to go with it again. Lead blocker in this formation is Tevez Armstrong. He is in that fullback spot. They hand it off once again and twisted his way around to the 22-yard line is Lovelace Pompey that time. Colton Carlson was there for Laurel. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4 as we hit 2 minutes to go in the first half.
10th carry for Pompey, and that's guess what they're looking for. They're trying to wear down now the Laurel defense best that they can as Carlson in there on the tackle with Miles. Under 2 minutes to play. Can Laurel make another bend, don't break scenario here late in the first half?
Clairton does have a little bit more confidence in their kicking game than in the past, but this might just be a little bit outside the range right now. They're going to go with Ruffin in the backfield this time, so there's the direct snap again. He'll carry, trying to pick his way right side, cuts back, and a nice job on the cutback by Medved, who makes a great stop right near the 20-yard line. It's going to be a gain of nothing that time. Bring up third down and call it 4 for this Bears offense as we hit 80 seconds to go here in the first half.
You want to talk about somebody who's a part of almost every play for the Spartans? His white helmet is more green than white now. That's how much paint is chipped off. He came from out of nowhere to come through and not allow that cutback lane.
1:05 to go in the half. It is a third down and 4 for Clairton. Handoff through the middle. Casey Wilson had right for a second, but then he's able to twist his way inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. And that's going to be enough for a Clairton first down with under a minute to go here in the half.
10th play of the drive, only the second third down conversion of the game, but it keeps this drive moving quickly to the line.
They hand it off once again. Why do it if it's not broken? Tyler Fuchs that time with an excellent tackle, and a timeout's going to be called by Wayne Wade and Clairton with 42 seconds to go in the half. So we'll take one as well. Scoreless, but Clairton is on the march here late in this first half. You're listening to the Single A title game on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Are you looking for the best in high school sports coverage? Look no further than Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Trib Live High School Sports Network has all the excitement of high school sports with game stories, player features, photos, scores, stats, and so much more.
Including live game broadcasts and studio shows featuring local broadcasters who bring you great analysis.
And the best part? It's all free.
Trib Live High School Sports Network. No signups, no fees, just sports. Find them online at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Hey, Spartan football. John Rich here from the 89 team. Just want to congratulate you on your success that you've had to date, but your season's not over. Go win a championship on Saturday versus Clairton and be a part of history. Go Spartans.
And the Laurel faithful once again wishing this team all the success, and right now the defense could use some late half success here. 2nd and 9 as Clairton is going to spread it out. Thompson looks to his left. He's going to air it out that way. Got a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Brandon Murphy. Boy, he streaked up the sideline. Braden Faulkner was a little late there for the coverage. And Clairton, with 36 seconds to go in the half, has finally cracked the board at 6-0 Bears.
Yeah, they spread him wide, and they caught Faulkner just peeking a little bit too far inside. And a beautiful pass over the top from Jeff Thompson, his 34th touchdown of the season. Little miscommunication, maybe focused too much on the slant in and leaving number 8 alone. Not what you want to do. First points on the board, and it took nearly 23 and a half minutes of game time. Now going for 2 in that wishbone formation.
That is Murphy's 8th touchdown reception of the season. As good as he's been defensively, he is lethal offensively. They will go for 2, and they will push the pile into the end zone for the 2-point try. That's Dante Wright, 2 for 2. Here late in this first half, and it's 8-0 Clairton with 36 seconds to go in the first half. We'll take one more time out here. Laurel will get it back one more time before we go to the half. You're listening to the WPIAL Single A title game on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. Congratulations to the October LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Mohawk Girls Volleyball as October's LCAP Team of the Month for winning their first section title in program history and their first playoff victory in program history as well. Congratulations to Coach Anna Fadden and the Mohawk Warrior Volleyball Team, your LCAP Team of the Month.
12 play, 80-yard drive in 6 minutes and 6 seconds, and we finally got our first touchdown of the afternoon as Jeff Thompson hits Brandon Murphy for a 13-yard strike, and it's 8-0 Clairton on the return there by Carlson, and he will carry it up across the 20 near the 25-yard line, right around the 24, and that's where Laurel will have last crack at it here. Clairton is going to get the ball to start the second half. Remember that. That is big now with an 8-0 lead.
That is huge. They were able to take off 6 minutes and 6 seconds on that drive as well. So basically a page right out of the Laurel playbook by wasting clock, driving down the field. They only had 3 first downs in their first 3 drives, 5 first downs on that drive alone, including absorbing a couple of holding penalties and a couple of procedure penalties to be able to fight, get first downs, move the chains, and get the first points on the board.
See if they do anything here with 31 seconds left. Santini out of the shotgun snap, looks to his left, comes back right, finds an open man. It's McBride on the far side. McBride is going to be taken down short of the sticks over on the far sideline, outside the numbers there. And that was Terrace Wooding who had to stop that time for Clairton. So the clock will stop here because they did call a timeout, it looks like. Or
No, he did get out of bounds.
He was out of bounds. All right, so clock stops with 23 ticks to go, 2nd down and 3 for the Spartans.
I like that, though. If you see something down the field, go for it. If not, play it safe. And all 3 timeouts left to go. See if you can nickel and dime your way into a chance, even maybe for a Hail Mary.
2nd down and 3 off the far hash. Santini out of the shotgun, 2 to his right and 2 left. Carlson slot left side. Santini looks that way. Going to lob it. Got a man and a diving effort by Carlson, but it falls incomplete right in front of the Clairton sideline. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 from the 31 with now, let's see. Yeah, they're going to say 3rd and 3. And, well, we've got our clock off here. So there's 25 on the play clock. They've taken the game
19.
clock.
Yeah, 19
right,
seconds.
So 19 seconds left here. There we go.
Switched it up on you there. It was a good route, but a little bit of pressure off of the edge. I believe the pressure coming from Darren Pinson that forced the throw just a split second early because Carlson was open here on the near sideline.
3rd down and 3. Santini keeps right side, cuts back. 1st down Laurel as he gets across the 35. And that will stop the clock momentarily with 15 seconds left to move the sticks.
And they'll call it their first timeout as well after that QB keeper. And I think that's where you've seen the most improvement in Santini's game this year is from the running capability. Obviously a very talented athlete all around. He just doesn't throw the ball, though. He is going to Clarion, to continue his athletic and academic career playing on the baseball diamond. He's got an arm, no doubt about it, but he can show off the wheels there as well. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns on the season so far. But a big one there. That's actually the first 3rd down conversion for the Spartans since their opening drive. So if nothing else, maybe a little confidence here to try to build before the halftime break, and the teams will go to the locker room. One of the other things I wanted to mention, you normally are out on the field about an hour and a half before kickoff. These teams weren't allowed on the field until 45 minutes before kickoff. So things just very abbreviated, very different in terms of getting yourself set up to play for these championship games at Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, and that's a product of trying to keep this field as pristine as they can. There's 3 more games here throughout the course of the day, including the 2A game and then 3A, and then they close it out with 5A sometime around 8 o'clock tonight, maybe 8 o'clock tonight.
Maybe.
Santini will have a shotgun snap here off the far hash late in this first half, trying to make something happen. He's going to air it out far side. There's a lot of coverage there, but Miles still had a chance as he broke back inside. But that falls incomplete with 9 seconds left to go in the half. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Michael Ruffin almost coming up with that interception. But you can see that's what these defensive backs do. They are physical. They will hand fight you the entire way. And, with that, too, actually it was coming over and almost making the interception was number 6 coming over, Jace Booker. He's got a couple picks on the season. That one went right through his hands as he skied up to try to get it. So how aggressive do you try to be?
Laurel's defense is going to have to be great in this second half as Clairton will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter here. What could be the final play of the half. 9 seconds to go, 2nd and 10 from the 36. Santini off the far hash, shotgun snap, looks left, lobs it that way, knocked away, trying to feed it to Carlson, and that is incomplete. So it'll come down to 4th and 10 here with 4 seconds to go in the half.
In coverage there was Brandon Murphy yet again. Leads the team in basically every statistical category, and I love that. Look how he goes up and over the top, not through a defender. I mean, that's basically textbook, like if you're on a basketball court, too, to avoid an over the back. You go straight up, avoid the contact, knock it away. 3rd down and 10, so one last play. We'll see if Laurel tries anything down the field or if they may try a sneak attack with a run. Ball at their own 36-yard line. This will be the final play of the first half.
Yep, 3rd down here for the Spartans off the far hash. Shotgun snap for Santini. And they'll just go to the ground, and McBride will get across the 40 to the 44-yard line on what is going to be the final play of the half on an 8-yard gain by J.J. McBride. So the only touchdown in this first half, a 13-yard strike from Jeff Thompson to Brandon Murphy. Clairton converts the 2-point try. Laurel has missed 2 field goals, 3 if you count the one with the penalty, but 3 opportunities, really 4 opportunities for the Spartans in the first half as they end up going 0 for 5 on trips here in the first 24 minutes, and Clairton leads it 8-0. We'll step aside for a timeout, come back with your halftime stats. Look ahead to potentially what's down the line for Laurel. We'll tell you about what happened all last night as well in the PIAA playoffs and what's to come here yet this afternoon in the WPIAL. Clairton leads at 8-0. You're listening to the WPIAL Single A Championship game on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
The Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Attorneys Parada, Jones, and McCree are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance at a positive result. From personal injury, criminal and corporate law, real estate, municipal law, to wills and estates, their team will work with you through every step of the legal process. With Parada, Jones, and McCree, excellence is our guarantee.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands. From a scratch to a dent to a major repair, Nick's your man. Making your car look as good as new. Nobody does it better than Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands. Nick's Auto Body, trust your body in our hands.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates, or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school. What should we do?
We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Being the home team, to playing at home. And at LGKG, we have been your home team for over 90 years.
We're more than just a law firm. We're your friends, your neighbors, an advocate when life takes an unexpected turn.
We're not just lawyers that practice law. We live in this community, just like you.
When you need us most, we're at our best.
Everybody, this is Mitch Maley, a member of the '89 football team that played Clairton back in the day 36 years ago. Myself, my wife, and our staff would like to wish all of the Laurel team the best of luck and safety in the game, and kick some butt. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go Spartans!
Back here at Acrisure Stadium, halftime here. It is Clairton with an 8-0 lead on Laurel. And let's take a look at some first half numbers here for you for both sides. It really hasn't been a lot to tell you about offensively. Both teams have over 11 minutes time of possession. They're a combined 4 of 12 on third downs. But the drive at the end of the half, the biggest difference so far for Clairton as they finished the first half, 29 plays, 159 yards of offense. They ran the ball 20 times in the first half for 92 yards. 38 carries between these two teams. Not unexpected. We thought both teams would run the ball a lot in this contest, but it's the story for this game, at least right now, is Laurel inside Clairton territory has had, now they did attempt 3 field goals in the first half, however one of them negated by a penalty, so Tony Geiwitz technically has missed 3, but it's actually 2 that he has missed, and those were the scoring opportunities for Laurel. They were unable to come away with anything. They've got a turnover on downs, they've got an interception, and they weren't able to capitalize on either of those two things, and that's kind of added up here, late. It's a little more magnified after that Thompson to Murphy touchdown late in the first half.
Yeah, it really is. That final drive, absolutely crucial, really, for Clairton. Finally got something to click, and really a big part of it was they went for fourth down near midfield. They were 0 for 2 on fourth downs already in the game. They're able to convert on that fourth down, just fighting forward. And then they switched it up. They went into a formation that Laurel hadn't seen before, and you could tell that it definitely threw the Spartans off guard. They end up getting another first down into the red zone. They call their final timeout and then set up the final play of the first half, and they're able to get that big play into the end zone. Basically, a busted coverage, just looking the wrong direction. Looking on the inside guy, able to lob it over the top to Murphy for that lone touchdown with just 36 seconds remaining in the first half. When you look at the total yards, running the football, Laurel with 58 yards on the ground, 98 for Clairton. The difference is what we expected it to be, more effective through the air. 6 of 8 passing for 67 yards, throwing the football for Clairton. Dante Wright throwing it once, Jeff Thompson getting the job done with the other 5 completions. Shaking off the early turnover, shaking off 3 of the first 4 possessions for Laurel, starting in plus territory, not being able to get points on the board certainly is the Achilles heel right now of this Laurel team.
So the winner of this game will go on to next weekend's semifinals. They'll take on Greenville, who knocked out Port Allegheny last night. Big goal line stand at the end of that game against the powerful Aiden Bliss to preserve the win. Greenville with upsets over Wilmington and Port Allegheny in the last 2 weeks. And then on the eastern side of the bracket, the quote-unquote eastern side of the bracket, you had Bishop Guilfoyle take out Westinghouse last night by a final of 7-6, and then Belmont Charter defeating Lackawanna Trail 52-40. So your semifinals right now, Guilfoyle and Belmont Charter, and then Greenville awaiting the winner of this game. And right now it's in the favor of Clairton with an 8-0 lead. Look, bottom line here for Laurel, this becomes the most important possession in the game right now. If they get a stop on this drive, that is an absolute must. There is no ands, ifs, or buts about it. They have got to get a stop on this opening drive for Clairton here in the second half to have a shot to win this game.
Yeah, and you know, what team can make the halftime adjustments? And that's always the key in any football game. But to be able to make some halftime adjustments here today, you have, it's not an extended halftime, but it's going to kind of feel that way just because they do give a couple extra minutes to make sure the teams get back to their respective locker rooms down underneath here at Acrisure Stadium. So can you go, get yourself situated, figure out what we're going to make adjustment-wise, and then, hey, what do you still have in the bag of tricks? What do you have that you can pull out that's something different that hasn't been seen on film? We saw that right before halftime again with Clairton, going into that kind of wishbone formation with a fullback in front of 2 backs that were even with just a different version of a T formation, more of almost an M formation, I guess maybe to call it, or a V formation. But nonetheless, they're able to adjust, make a big drive down the stretch. But now it's about the defense reacting to that, reacting to everything else they've seen in the first half. You got to get a stop right away. Force Clairton into a punting situation because, I'll tell you what, that first punt, it wasn't a punt. They never actually punted the football. So still no punts against Laurel in the last 2 weeks because of the high snap on the lone Clairton attempt. But it's got to be, Laurel's got to be able to capitalize on any chances they get. Can't give any more ground whatsoever. This first drive, though, with Clairton getting the ball to start the second half is going to be crucial.
You know, I said it, and we said it earlier in the week, too, about this Clairton team, the limiting the penalties and everything. I've actually been really impressed with how they've played this game here. They seem to be a little bit more business-like in this game. They really seem like they Jeff Thompson said it earlier in the year. He's like, I have to win a trophy. So there's that mindset with this team where, it's just a different animal when you have 14 titles. And by the way, while I'm thinking of that right now, if Clairton wins this here today, they would still have the second most titles of any WPIAL team. But a little bit of history coming up here potentially later today. If Pine Richland later tonight could become the 7th team to win double-digit WPIAL titles. Central Catholic became the 6th last week. Now think about that. In the entire history of the WPIAL, which has been around since the 1920s, there's only 6 teams that have won double-digit WPIAL titles.
All right, so it's Aliquippa, Clairton, Pine Richland not there yet, correct?
They would have to win tonight,
and they would become number 7, you said.
Correct.
Okay, so Quips, Clairton.
One should stand out right away.
Central Catholic. McKeesport? No. Or are they on there? What am I forgetting here?
You're forgetting Newcastle.
I'm forgetting Newcastle, obviously. Yes. Sorry, I was still stuck in the lower class, and I jumped straight up to 6A with Central Catholic. North Allegheny probably doesn't have quite that many.
Not quite.
So, all right. So yeah, Newcastle, Quips, Clairton, Central are 4-year 6. Was McKeesport one of them?
I'll have to get you the total numbers here.
Yeah, now I got to fact check you.
Just think about that because, in the history of all of this, the WPIAL, there's a monument to the WPIAL championships below us here, the next level down. It's remarkable to think. So your teams are Aliquippa with 20, Clairton with 14, Newcastle 11, TJ with 11, Jeanette has 10, Central Catholic now has 10, Pine Richland would have 10, and then your next in line would be either Mount Lebanon or Rochester, who are sitting there with 8.
Wow. Well, and how do you forget Bill Chirpak and TJ? This has been a second home for them almost as much as it has been for Aliquippa for the last 2 decades.
Jim Render and Upper St. Clair do not have double digits.
That's crazy.
It is crazy to think Washington does not have double digits. There's still teams that have Farrell in all their time in the WPIAL does not have double digits. That is remarkable to think about, that this team in Aliquippa have potentially, if Clairton wins this game today, 35 all-time titles between those two. And if Pine Richland wins, and it's not a given that Pine Richland's going to win that game later tonight, because
Right.
Peters is really, really good, obviously with Nolan DeLucia and company. But just crazy to think about how long this WPIAL has been around, and there's only right now 6 teams that have double-digit titles.
Our friends at the Triple Live High School Sports Network will have the audio coverage of each of those 2A, 3A, and 5A games over the course of the night. What do we give as the official bet? 8 o'clock start is the scheduled time for the last game. I'll say 9:15 is when that will actually.
Little WPIAL after dark, like the old Pac-12 after
I'll have
dark.
to go yell at Sean Saputo and Kyle Dawson. I think those are the two who might be on the game for that last game. I'll go make sure that they know that they're staying here all night long for sure. I want to give a shout-out again to all of our great sponsors who made this broadcast today happen. Sneezick Farms, Wolf's Foreign Auto, Briar Brook Barn, Vision Ministries of Lawrence County, Shingle-Decker Insurance, and the Laurel Administration. Big shout out to them for contributing to this playoff championship broadcast here today. Bummer that it has to be audio only. That's just the rules we have to go by. Also bummer that we can't give you the bands right now. We are stuck. We're stuck in Espanol here. We're in the Steelers Deportes network here where our booth is, so we have no access to be able to open any windows, give you any sounds from the field level, and of course the crowd mic sound. That's what it sounds like when we put in the crowd mic for the game here today. We're supposed to be able to tap into, but great facility, obviously, being able to call a game here from Old Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium. Been lots of fun to be able to do that here today, and hey, there's still 24 minutes left to go for Laurel to try to turn something around, but they definitely need to do something. What on the offensive side, Eric, in terms of adjustments, do they need to be making here?
Boy, that's a tough one because their running game has been the go-to here, and I think Clairton's done a nice job at really kind of corralling that here throughout the first half. I mean, you're talking 18 carries for 58 yards, and Colton Carlson, if there's one positive to Laurel in the rushing in the first half, they didn't lose a yard rushing. So they're not getting the yards that they want and that they were getting last week and the week before on first downs. They're still trying to peck away, first down. The one thing I would say about Laurel, James, they cannot, under any circumstance, they cannot panic in this. This comes down to the defense. Their defense has been great all year long. We talked about now it's plus 22 if you count the turnover on downs, really plus 21, but in terms of plus minus for turnovers. So they gotta hope that their defense can come out and get a stop. And then this is still in a situation where they don't necessarily have to go for 2 right away. They can kick it if they want to. I don't think you want to get into a situation where you're chasing points if you miss a 2-point conversion. But if the defense comes out and gets a stop early in this third quarter, then they can just pick right back up where they're at and run their offense. If they don't, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a 2-score game, well, then it becomes a little bit different, and then you're going to have to start throwing the football, and that might lead to some big plays here for Laurel, for Clairton's defense down the stretch. I don't think you want to put it in a situation. It's good. It can be okay for them to be one-dimensional running the ball. I don't think they can be in this game and win this game if they get one-dimensional having to pass the ball right now.
No, I'm in agreement, but I think you will see a couple more opportunities to be able to more balance in that offense with it. I think that's going to end up being the key here down the stretch for sure. But just finding a first down here and a first down there just to get a little momentum going. And again, something they got up their sleeve. That's what's got to be left. What can they still pull out of the bag of tricks maybe that they haven't shown on film this year that they trust to make happen? That's all it's going to come down to, Eric.
Yeah, it certainly will, and we'll find out how the final 24 minutes play out over here at Acrisure Stadium. Right now it's Clairton with an 8-0 lead at the half. Teams are about to set to get on the field here for the second half. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will kick off the second half here from Acrisure Stadium. You're listening to the WPIAL Single A Championship game on the Lawrence County Sports Network.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measle will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Kick off the school year with a visit to Sims Cafe on Wilmington Road, serving breakfast, lunch, and signature beverages. Stop in, give them a call, or order online at simscafe.net. And remember, kids 10 and under get a free pancake or waffle every Saturday. With new specials weekly, it's no wonder Sims Cafe is where sandwiches equal smiles.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
It's so convenient for them. We take them door to door. We help them get off and on the bus if they need to use the lifts.
I love the people, especially the senior citizens.
They care about us as much as we care about them.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
Laurel teachers support all of our athletes on and off the field.
Like in sports, it takes a great team to protect you, your family, and your business. MVP Insurance is that team. From home and auto to life and commercial insurance, you can count on us for coverage that adapts to your needs.
We're committed to excellence for our clients' experience and in serving our community.
It's a winning combination.
MVP Insurance. Don't get left on the sidelines. Log on to mvpins.com or call today to get your free quote.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
Hey, this is Tommy Barker, Laurel Class of 90. Let's bring home this championship. Good luck, guys. Go green.
Hi, I'm Dave Patton, member of the 1989 Laurel Spartan football team. Congratulations to the 2025 team on getting to Acrisure Stadium. You're now part of that special Spartan legacy. Bring that trophy back up I-79. Good luck.
And back here at Acrisure Stadium, the two teams are back out on the field to begin the second half. Eric Thomas, James Dotson with you. 24 minutes to go for the single-A title in WPIAL football. The winner to the state semifinals next week. They'll take on Greenville at a neutral site. And if it is the Laurel Spartans who do rally in this game, we'll be with you next either Friday or Saturday for coverage of that game. And if not, and the season ends, then good luck to Clairton down the stretch if they are able to get to the semifinals. First half in the books here, and one touchdown by the Spartans to close, or by the Bears to close out the first half. Late in the first half, a 13-yard touchdown pass from Jeff Thompson to Brandon Murphy, and the two-point try by Wright is how we got to 8-0, and that is where we sit right now. And Laurel is back out to do warm-ups here. Clairton came back out about 5 minutes ago. It's going to be the Bears to receive the kick in the second half, and they will be on offense first. And Clairton, for their history too, 750 wins, that's fifth best all-time among WPIAL teams. Easton was alive last night, and so was Steel High. Those were two of the other top five teams that were left playing, but Aliquippa and Clairton are among the best that are still going right now in what is effectively the state tournament. This is basically a state quarterfinal matchup here in the WPIAL championship game, with the winner going to the semis next week. And we'll see what we got in store here for the second half. It is a gorgeous afternoon here at Acrisure Stadium. The sun shining brightly here as warm-ups are about complete, and Clairton is going to receive the second half kickoff. So we'll see what this Laurel defense can do here to start this third quarter, because they're going to need to come up with a stop very quickly and get the ball back for their offense. Still time, still plenty of time for them, and still time for them to work their offense and get down the field and run the football and do everything they want to do, but they have got to get a stop and do so quickly. Cannot allow a lot of time to come off that clock here to start this third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of alluded to it right there. That's the Laurel game plan, is to control the clock, control the flow of the game, and for the first quarter and a half, for the first 18 minutes of the game, they were successful at that. Just unfortunately, were not able to get a ball into the end zone or get the ball through the uprights on a couple of field goal attempts. When you look at it, Eric, I mean, especially the average starting field position, for Clairton, they are on average starting at about their own 14-yard line. When you look at Laurel, they're starting at about midfield, actually a little bit past midfield on average. So with that in mind, I guess that's the thing I'm more looking at here is how do you go and take advantage and get a couple of splash plays, or again, just make it like last week. Turn those 2 and 3 yard gains that you're getting this week into the 4, 5, 6 yard gains to stay ahead of the sticks, because 2 of 7 on third down, that to me is the story of the game, because they haven't been able to get those big third down conversions like they did last week. And what were they, 9 of 12, 9 of 11, something like that. So I think that's going to be one of the keys, is converting more on third downs.
Yeah, third down is going to be a big down for this. These two teams combined to go 4 of 12 in the first half on third down. You brought up the starting field position here for, this contest, and what Clairton, their first two possessions at the 3 and the 6 yard line, their own 3 and 6 yard line. Laurel, meanwhile, benefits from the turnover, the interception thrown by Thompson. They benefit from the turnover on downs, yet it's Clairton who's had to go further, and they have the lead in this first half. And I think that's one of the dangers in this game, if you're looking at it from a Laurel perspective, is we need to get those short fields to make sure we can run our offense. It's almost like a half-court basketball-style offense, the way they want to run the football. Clairton doesn't need to worry about that. Again, backed up, looking at 97, looking at 94, and they end up getting a touchdown, having to go 80 yards late in the first half. That's a big difference in this game.
Yeah, it is. And again, officially average starting at the 13-yard line for Clairton, their own 13. Laurel averaging at the Clairton 48. But all that matters is the 8 on the scoreboard for the Clairton Bears, an 8-0 advantage as they get ready to start this second half of play. And again, the history between these two teams, for teams that haven't played each other much in their career, this is only the 9th career meeting, but 3 of them have come in WPIAL championship games. And again, they played each other just 2 years ago in the opening round of the playoffs. Also, though, I think one of the cool history members, when they did play a home-and-home in the regular season, one of them was back in 2009. Opening game of the year, Laurel 15, Clairton 8. Why is that significant in an opening game regular season? That was the only loss in the high school career of one Tyler Boyd, now the namesake of Tyler Boyd Stadium there at the Bears Den at Clairton. They would go on to win 63 straight games with Boyd and company as part of that senior class, and then 66 total as a program. You're right.
Yep. Yeah, that was a historic run for this team. Wayne Wade, defensive coordinator on that team during that run, and Tyler Boyd Stadium just got another financial injection a couple days ago, so they're going to really revamp that, add different locker rooms, and build some classrooms around there for the football team too. Look, it's a different mindset when you're at Clairton, and those student athletes for sure need that boost from one of their own, as they're going to pooch kick it here to start the second half, and boy, Clairton is going to get the ball right near midfield to start the second half. Not sure if they were trying to go onside there, but it is not going to work out in Laurel's favor, and Clairton's going to have it just outside of midfield at the 46-yard line, their own 46-yard line to begin this drive.
What was that about the average starting field position? Well, that's long gone now, and that one just took a high hop right away and basically easy into the breadbasket for the Clairton return man.
So Thompson and company will come out to start the second half. They lead it 8-0.
They were lined up like they were expecting an onside kick there too. Very interesting.
That is interesting here, as The Bears will operate off the far hash right towards the Laurel sideline. Thompson and company, that line up front has done its work here late in the first half, and they went with that wishbone formation, and now they're going to go with 3 in the backfield once again. It's almost a Maryland eye, but there might be a flag down as Wright gets the carry. Wright gets to midfield, and Wright is taken down by J.J. McBride right around the 49-yard line. There was no flag, but it looked like a lot of motion there by Clairton to start that second half.
Yeah, a player came off the bench late, which first of all should have been a illegal substitution, and then he never got set. So you're telling me all 10 were set before he even came off the bench? That's just a missed call, 2-yard pickup for Wright on the first carry for him in the second half.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 48-yard line. Clairton, if you're listening to us, attacks the end zone to our left as we see it here at Acrisure Stadium. And it's going to be Thompson in the shotgun. He's going to motion Wright back into the backfield. Receivers are each way in the formation. They brought the extra blocker in Armstrong up front. And we're going to get a stoppage here and a flag right before the ball is snapped. It's going to go against Clairton. So that's going to push the Bears back 5 yards, and it's going to create 2nd down and 13.
4th penalty of the game. 5th penalty for Clairton, 3 penalties on the Laurel side in that first half. Clairton holding the 8-0 advantage early here in the third quarter.
So Thompson now, they reset everything. They hand it back off, and it is Lovelace Pompey up the middle, getting out of the arm tackles, and it's going to take 4 Laurel defenders to bring him down. He's across the 50.
Hamilla comes out of the pile with the football there, Eric.
They're going to say that he was down as he is short of the 45, right around the 46-yard line. So good run to get that yardage back, and then lead themselves now a 3rd down and short.
Yeah, I don't know how Pompey was able to just squeeze through the offensive line right here at the beginning, because there were 3 or 4 arm tackles. He just slips through out of nowhere, and then hanging on for dear life, holding him up was Carlson. Hamilla's ripping at it, and that is close, but it is definitely the knee down just in time.
3rd down and call it
3.
Call it 3 here for the Bears. Extra blocker again. They're going to hand it off. It is Wright up the middle. Wright hits Carlson and then pushes his way forward. He's down across the 45-yard line. Again, a slew of white shirts, but it's going to be enough to move the sticks for the Bears as they get the first down here of the second half and keep it moving into Laurel territory.
Yeah, and he never went down at all. Did the Clairton running back Dante Wright, just his 5th carry of the game. But, the adage is low man wins. He got his legs taken out by a couple of different Spartans, but then was unable to wrap up. Actually, never even able to bring him down. Good job to fight forward. Needed 3 and got 4.
Right, with 16 total touchdowns this season, he has been a threat. They have threats everywhere as Thompson's going to line up under center, just straight eye behind him now. He's going to hand it off. Lovelace Pompey, and he's going to get hit right away by Hamilla and also Jack Miles. You can also give Kevin Mahoney an assist there on a short gain on 1st down. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and call it 8 from the 41 of Laurel, just underway here in the 3rd quarter.
What's really crazy about both these teams, and actually it's not crazy, it's why they're so successful and have been all year long. You mentioned no negative plays for Laurel in the first half. Same for Clairton. Even on a botched punt snap, they're able to flip it off to one of their playmakers and gain a couple of yards. They didn't get the first down on that play, but no negative plays for either team all game.
Ruffin in the backfield now with Lovelace Pompey, and they got a receiver each way. This is going to be a direct run. Bunch set on the near side of the formation, actually. Ruffin takes the snap, goes to his left, follows a blocker, turns upfield. Ruffin, another blocker, another 1st down for Clairton. He was upended by J.J. McBride near the Clairton sideline. But another 1st down. They get it deeper into Laurel territory, inside the 30, down to the 27.
Well, a montage of gray jerseys in front blocking the way, but also a huge grab of a jersey from Hammonds that got let go. No call there, but, he had a Laurel Spartans jersey completely ripped aside. So they got away with one there, did the Bears, but a huge gain out to the edge of the red zone, ball at the 27-yard line, still 8-0.
6th play of the drive here for Clairton to open up the half. Shotgun snap off the near hash. They pitch it. It's Ruffin running right, and Hamilla got him early. Miles had him. He spun out of it, somehow twisted his way, and he's going to gain a good get there, that time of about 6. For Ruffin, who was bottled up near the line of scrimmage, kept fighting, and is going to bring up a 2nd down and 5 with 8:30 to go in the quarter.
I think there were more broken tackles on this play than Laurel allowed all of last week. Hamilla and Miles kind of ran into each other, and then a great job. Fuchs actually got blocked into the back, legal block, into the back of Geiwitz, and that knocked Geiwitz away from being able to make a tackle. There were probably 4 broken tackles on that play.
Backs each way. They go receiver each way. Shotgun snap off the far hash for Thompson. He looks and he hands it off. Coming near side is going to be Lovelace Pompey. He's got a wall, one to beat, and he's upended. Touchdown saving tackle by J.J. McBride, but he's inside the 5-yard line. There is a flag down back near the 20, and this looks like this might be in the area of hold. It's back near the line of scrimmage, so this would back him up 10 from the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Dante Wright, I think, is going to get the one who's going to pick up the hold. There was another one as Medved, again, had his jersey practically ripped off in the middle of the field. So called either on the lineman Pompey on the left side or on right. Either way, it's going to push Clairton back. It'll be about 2nd and 15.
And the official call here, it is going to be a hold, and it will be against Clairton. So Laurel gets a bit of a reprieve here on that play. Going to push it back. It's going to make it 2nd down and 15 for the Bears. Going to take the ball back to, it's right on the edge of the 31, pointing towards the 32. And we can, again, see the monitor here, so we see both holds. 2nd and 14 officially from the 31. 8 minutes straight up to go in the third. Laurel defense needs a stop here desperately. Ruffin's going to go out to the slot far side. Receiver each way, 2 near side actually. Shotgun snap for Thompson off the near hash. Looks to his left. Thompson fires that way. It's going to be caught right near the 15-yard line. They're going to say incomplete, actually, as Murphy made a diving effort to get it, but it looks like couldn't hang on. They do say it's a catch. The referee on the near side actually said no.
I saw that too, yeah.
Yeah, he said no on the completion, but it looked like it was a good catch. Murphy has it right there. I don't know what that
maybe he was saying no, he didn't step out of bounds before making the catch. I'd say did they move the sticks? Wow, I thought he was 2 yards short.
Yeah, they did give him enough for the first down.
Wow.
He looked short initially, but it is going to be a first down at the 16 for Clairton.
Wait, they needed to get to the 14 to move the chains, I thought.
Handoff, Lovelace Pompey, right side, steps over the line, and he's going to be tackled there by an awaiting Miles, and it looks like we got a shaken up Clairton Bear on the play, and that is Chad Law, who was slow to get up. Yeah, you go back to that play. That was so they gave him forward progress. Murphy, I'm not sure how.
Right.
The referee came running in and actually looked like he was signaling incomplete. It was a clear catch by Murphy, who was short of the sticks. He gets a first down, unless they had it initially spotted incorrectly after the penalty, and there was a miscue there, but that looked like it was short of the sticks.
Yeah, so I go back. He did get to the 27, and they gave him the 16, which I thought he was at the 18, but nonetheless, they got enough and got 2 on first down, so still driving in the red zone.
2nd and 14. Thompson looks left, comes back right. Now he looks left again. He's going to take off, and he's dragged down in the backfield by Alex Medved, who gets a big stop on 2nd down. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long for Clairton with 6:40 to go in the third quarter.
Medved's 10th sack, 23rd tackle for loss, and that's the first negative play for either team on the morning turned afternoon. Can make it a 3rd down and about 12 to go with 6:30 remaining in the third quarter. Laurel, bend don't break. You got to stop it. You know Clairton's going to go for 2 downs here.
I was going to say, you would think they would go for it on 4th down, trying to make Laurel have to go the distance here, the whole distance of the field, if they don't get it. It's going to be an eye behind Thompson. They line up very tight. They're going to hand it off. Lovelace Pompey going to be nowhere near the first down. He got hit first by Casey Wilson, and that is going to bring up 4th down, but there it is. You're doing that to set up a potential 4th down play here with under 6 to go in the quarter.
It'll be the 10th play of the drive as well, Eric, and see what they have set up, because you're hoping if you're Clairton to gain about 3 or 4 yards, make it at least more manageable, kind of like a 4th and 7 or a 4th and 6. But this is going to be a 4th down and 10. Biggest play of the game yet so far. Can't hear it from our broadcast. We're enclosed, but the faithful on the far side, wearing the green and white, getting loud for their defense here on 4th and 10.
4th down and 10 from the Laurel 16-yard line. Clairton up 8-0. It's Ruffin in the backfield. He's got 3 to his right, 1 to his left, and we're going to get a timeout call by Wayne Wade and Clairton with 5:27 to go in the third quarter, so we will take one as well. 4th and 10 upcoming for Clairton. 1A title game here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor your Red Zone October Male Athlete of the Month as Zayden Herb of Neshannock for scoring his 100th career goal and scoring 6 goals in a playoff victory, the first playoff victory in 14 years for Neshannock. Lawrence County SportsNet also proud to honor the Red Zone Female Athlete of the Month, Lindsay Hoover of Wilmington Golf, for finishing 12th in the PIAA Championships. Congratulations to Wilmington's Lindsay Hoover and Neshannock's Zayden Herb, your Red Zone Athletes of the Month.
Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Hey, this is Todd Atkins, Laurel Class of 1991. I'd like to say congratulations to the Laurel football team for making it to the WPIAL championship game. I remember the '89 season when we played at Three River Stadium like it was yesterday, and still cherish those memories. All I can say, guys, is enjoy the moment and know that all Spartan country is cheering for you. And now go bring home the hardware. Good luck.
Again, Todd Atkins, one of the greats here for Laurel, one of the greats in Penn State history as well. Played in the early 90s and graduated in 1995, so he was on those two great teams, really the three great teams. They got red hot towards the end of the 93 season and then carried that over to 94 and into 95 with guys like Bobby Ingram, Mike Archie, Freddie Scott, Wally Richardson, and of course the 94 team loaded with those 3 first-round picks, Kerry Collins, Kajana Carter, and Kyle Brady. So we do have a timeout still here. We're waiting to get that underway, but it's 4th and 10 for Clairton from the Laurel 16, 5:27 to go in the third quarter.
You mentioned Kerry Collins. I got to mention here real quick Chris Hupko, who had 2 touchdowns and a pick 6 in that game in 1989. He was a member of the All-State team with Kerry Collins after that 1989 football season. Cheering on from afar, but cheering on from nearby on 4th and 10 as the Bears break the huddle.
Thompson back in at quarterback. Lovelace Pompey flanked to his right. Motion towards us is right. On 4th and 10 now for the Bears. The snap to right off the near hash. He looks to his left. Right going to throw it to the end zone, and an adjustment made. There is a flag down. Right made the catch, and if it stands, it's going to be a touchdown for Clairton. This might be pass interference, but we're going to see on who here. They're going to discuss it.
I mean, it's a 2-hand shove in the back from number 2, Dante Wright, on the catch.
Let's see here. Clairton is walking it back. There was another flag that came in well after the play.
Well, that was for the spike of the football, probably.
Before that, though, how about the throw by Thompson?
That was a beautiful throw, but it's going to get pushed back.
A gorgeous throw, but this is going to get taken off the board, and points off the board for Clairton here as it's going to push him back, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and long here.
Yeah, and absolutely 1,000% the right call. It is a full 2-arm shove given by Dante Wright to get separation from Hamilla in coverage, and Coach Wade is furious, but yeah, that is pass interference. Sorry, I'm reading your lips there, Coach Wade, but that is textbook what they show as pass interference when you go to any of the association meetings.
So now it's going to be 4th and 25 for the Bears. They are going to keep the offense on the field here. You might as well up 8-0.
At the 31-yard line,
right. It is back to the 31-yard line. So Thompson will be in there. He's flanked by a Lovelace Pompey. 3 receivers out to the right. Thompson looks that direction. He's going to throw it short. Catches, no, it's in and out of the hands of Murphy, and a turnover on downs for the second time this afternoon. So there is your stop for the Laurel defense. Now it's going to be deep in their own territory, and there's over half of the quarter gone, but that is a must-needed stop for this Laurel defense.
The issue is, though, those last 2 drives for Clairton, the one that practically ended the first half and then this one to start the second half, both over 6 minutes on the drive. 6:06 and now 6:44 off the clock. 5:16 remaining, though. Laurel, hey, you said bend, don't break. Now the offense has to go and make a play, trailing 8-0.
They do, and they got to go on a drive here. They've benefited from short fields. They've been unable to connect in this contest. Santini and company will operate in a T formation behind Santini off the near hash. The white jerseys, they take the snap. Miles trying to break away from Murphy. He's still working. He got out of Murphy's grasp initially, and then he can't really get much more. He's going to lose 2. Back to the 29, it'll be 2nd and 12.
And there's the first negative play for Laurel in the last 2 weeks. Today's broadcast, again, brought to you by Sneezic Farms, supplying Stolfitz, J&L, Hay Savers, and Kia farm equipment. You can find Sneezic Farms on Tractor House or give them a call, 724-825-0230. Go Spartans from the entire Sneezic family.
2nd down and 12 for Laurel. T formation once again behind Santini. They operate from left to right on your screen. Off the far hash, Santini back to pass, going to lob it. Near side, it's caught by Miles. Clairton is all over it as they drive him towards the sideline and out of bounds. Excellent job by the Clairton defense that time. That is going to be Lovelace Pompey and also Jace Booker, who converge for the stop. It's going to be 3rd and 8.
Beautiful touch. I mean, honestly, that's one of the best passes you've seen all day from either quarterback. It only goes for about a 4-yard gain, but able to just float it over the top of a defender in his face. But the closing speed from the linebacker safety coming over makes it a 3rd down and 8.
Cannot go 3 and out here if you're Laurel. They've got to get a first down here. 3rd and 8, empty set for Santini off the near hash.
12 men on the defense.
Yeah, and let's see. Wayne Wade, there is a flag, so they couldn't get the sub off the field. This is going to make it a little shorter at 3rd down and about 3.
4th penalty of the second half already. But, yeah, I mean, again, Laurel is best when they're able to stay in front of the chains. Negative play to start the drive. They get a few yards back. But getting 5 there on that penalty makes this a much, much more manageable situation being 3rd and 3. They'll stay in their spread set with 4 receivers left, 1 to the right.
Yeah, that is a big penalty here because, again, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 3, that's a big difference. Empty set still for Santini. He's got 3 receivers to his left. Receiver down on the near side of the formation is Carlson. Shotgun snap for Santini. Off the near hash. Luca looks, fires near side, and we got some contact there. Trying to feed it into Carlson. Contact there in the coverage by Terrace Wooding, and that's going to bring up 4th and 3. Laurel, let's see.
Oh, that was, I don't know what that was. It must have just been the ball going through the air, fluttering extra glove. I thought I saw a flag fly. But basically, that's a play right there, Eric, where Santini threw it before the receiver was ready for it. And Carlson didn't come out of his break yet. That was the issue with that pass right there. I don't know if it was a designed 3-step drop versus 5-step or just not on the same page. But it's going to be a 3-and-out punting situation. Again, remember, Carlson, he's the punter. He's an athlete. You always got to keep that in mind.
He did boom a couple of them inside the coffin corner early in this game, and he's going to put his foot into this one. It's another good one, and backing up to get it around the 20 is going to be Murphy. Murphy trying to find a wall, had nothing, and then he's able to get something out of it as he gets across the 30, and he stood up there by about 4 jerseys in Laurel, and he's going to be driven out of bounds. But starting field position for Clairton is going to be their own 31, up 8-0.
Well, time of possession was all in favor of Laurel in the first quarter and a half, really. But ever since, it has been all in favor of the Bears as they've kind of taken it to the Spartans up front. Today's broadcast brought to you by Vision Missionaries of Lawrence County. Congratulations to the Laurel Spartans team, coaching staff, and everyone involved with the Laurel program. You've made Lawrence County proud. Now go Spartans from Vision Ministries of Lawrence County.
1st and 10 for Clairton from the 31. Their own 31, up 8-0. That 3-and-out, just a devastating turn for Laurel. They needed to maintain a drive, if for nothing else, to eat clock up, as Lovelace Pompey is going to get the carry to the 34, and he's going to be stood up there. Casey Wilson and company and Tyler Fuchs also in there on the stop as the clock continues to run.
Pompey shaken up at the end of that play, kind of came out of the pile a little bit awkwardly and rolled over onto the ground, and he's not putting any weight on that right leg.
It does have the left ankle heavily taped. Right ankle is not, so he's going to come off for the moment.
And this Clairton team, just the multitude of athletes that they have, Pompey's the leading rusher, 850 yards in 12 games being played. I mean, that just tells you enough about how they spread the wealth around. Putting a little more weight on it now, we'll see how he does getting back into the action.
3:07 to go in the third. Thompson flanked by Wright, sends Ruffin in motion, joins him in the backfield, hands it off to Wright. Right up the gut, Wright bounces outside left, outside the left hash, and he's going to carry everybody. Did the ball come loose at the very tail end of the run? They're going to say he was down. He is up near midfield, a first down for Clairton as he gets it up to the 47-yard line with 2:50 to go. It's a gain of 13.
Dante Wright has, he's had the second most carries of anybody on the team, and he's honestly been the most effective here today for sure. Big gain out there to the 44, down to 2.5 minutes remaining now, still an 8-point Clairton edge.
Thompson in the shotgun again. He's got two receivers to his right. He's got a receiver down to his left. Now they shift a couple of guys around. Armstrong goes into a wing on the near side. Snap to Thompson, hands it off right once again. Bottled up, right tries to cut back, and then right there is Jackson McVicker and Alex Medved to meet him at the 50. Going to say he's down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for Clairton as the clock winds down to 2:07 to go in the third.
And all of a sudden, clock becoming a potential issue here for the Laurel Spartans. Tyler Boyd in the studio talking on the hometown broadcast. Again, we mentioned generous donation from Boyd to start the turf stadium. Didn't even get a chance to talk about turf versus grass. This is the first year that Clairton's come to play at a championship here on the Acrisure grass after playing an entire season on new turf down there.
Shotgun snap to Thompson. Looks to his left. Thompson's going to air it out. He's looking for the home run ball. He's got a man under it. It's Murphy, and he could not hang on. He hit him in stride, and Murphy just could not pull that in, and it's going to be 3rd and 8. He had the coverage beat, and that is a walk in for 6 if he holds on.
We said it in the pregame. We wanted to see Thompson throw the ball down the field just because you haven't seen a whole lot of it this year. They're playing tight. Murphy beats his man off the line. Does it perfectly, and that ball was put on a dime right into the breadbasket, and that's one that if anybody's going to catch it, you would think it would be Murphy, the one who's getting all of the D1 recruiting options already, and he's only a sophomore. But lucky for the Spartans, it falls to the turf.
3rd and 8 motion. They're going to keep it with Ruffin on the ground. Ruffin got to the 45. Gain of 6 that time. Gain of 5 that time. And it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Bears here. They're going to go for this with 1:15 to go in the quarter. You might as well. I know Laurel needs the short field, but you've got to trust your offense right now as they line up in a hurry. Lovelace Pompey is back out there. Thompson goes hard count. And now he's going to go up to the line and bark out the instructions. He drops back into the shotgun off the near hash. Lovelace Pompey stands to his left. Armstrong, the lead blocker. It's over his head. Thompson has to pick it up. Retreats. Going to throw it towards the Laurel sideline and out of bounds with 49 seconds to go. There's going to be another turnover on downs for the Laurel defense, and this time they're going to get it near midfield.
Yeah, it could be getting it near the 30-yard line because I'm not sure if he got out of the tackle box, Eric. It was darn close, but this snap just went not barely over the head. That was a good 5 feet over the head of the quarterback, and looking at the replay, he would need to get past the middle of the field. They got away with one. This ball should be about 25 more yards into Clairton territory because he did not get out of the tackle box. Nonetheless, it is another turnover on downs, the 4th of the game. With 49 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Clairton still leading by 8-0.
So the Laurel offense will have 54 yards ahead of it. 12:49 to go of live game action here remaining as they trail it 8-0 here. The only touchdown again is Thompson's touchdown pass to Brandon Murphy, and then a right 2-point conversion run made it 8-0. That was late in the second quarter.
And we're still discussing something here. Now it looks like Miles just had to come off of the field, and McVicker's going to come in for him, it looks like, for the Spartans. Not sure what that was about. Again, we don't have access to a microphone. We don't have access to a crowd mic, so unfortunately we can't give you much more than that.
Shotgun snap for Santini. He's got 2 to his left and 2 to his right. Now they move Murphy out into coverage on the near side. Shotgun snap to Luca. Looks, surveys, got to get rid of it, and he can't. As the pressure bearing down, that is big Dakota Harris, who gets in there for his second sack of the year with 37 to go in the quarter.
That's a coverage sack, but part of the coverage was Tavaz Armstrong in the secondary literally tackled one of the receivers, and it was McVicker who got dragged down in the coverage as well. So good tight coverage, maybe too tight coverage, but all deemed legal, and a negative play yet again pushes them back 5 yards.
2nd down and 15 for Laurel back at the 41. Clock winds down to 15 seconds. They don't have to run a play if they do not want to here. to close out the third quarter as they get to the line slow. So 1 second differential between the game and the play clock. Santini's got everybody lined up. He is going to take the snap. They'll hand it off Nathan Hill. There's just nothing there. Hill trying to get behind his block, and then flying in there to make the stop was Parati, and also Big Harris again as the clock's going to go to triple zeros, and that is how the third quarter will come to a close. No score in the quarter, but Clairton eats up a massive chunk of this quarter. Laurel's going to have a 3rd and 14 when we come back to start the fourth quarter from Acrisure Stadium. This is the WPIAL Single A Championship game on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Nominations are now being accepted for the LCAP Team of the Month and the LGKG Male and Female Athlete of the Month. Log on to lcsportsnet.com/awards to nominate your favorite team or athlete today.
Hey everybody, this is Mitch Maley, a member of the '89 football team that played Clairton back in the day 36 years ago. Myself, my wife, and our staff would like to wish all of the Laurel team the best of luck and safety in the game, and kick some butt. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go Spartans!
Today's broadcast also brought to you in part by Superintendent Len Rich and the Laurel administration. Congratulations to our Spartans and good luck in the championship game. All Spartan Nation is behind you. Bring home the W from Len Rich, Superintendent, and graduation class of 85, 84, something like that. He can yell at me later.
So it'll be a 3rd and 14 for the Laurel offense here to start the fourth quarter. Eric Thomas and James Dotson with you atop Acrisure Stadium here in the North Shore. Gorgeous Saturday afternoon unfolding here. Championship Saturday in the WPIAL. 3 more title games to go after this here on the Acrisure grass, and Laurel facing a 3rd and 14, down 8-0. They are outside of midfield at their own 42-yard line, trying to keep this drive alive. At some point, this is going to have to be 4-down territory. But, look, bottom line in this game, too, the Laurel defense has done its job when they've needed to. They've got to find some offense here and convert, and at least if they don't convert all 14, they got to set themselves up 4th and short here.
Yeah, don't need it all right now, but got to at least probably get 9 or 10 yards.
McBride in the backfield, Santini shotgun. Santini off the far hash, going to have to scramble. Luca in a lot of pressure, and he's going to go down back at the 30-yard line. That pocket collapsed in a hurry, and in there is Tavez Armstrong. This defense for Clairton starting to show its teeth and its speed, and it's 4th and 26, and Laurel will have to punt it away.
Yeah, well, that started with Deion Pompey, who's the one who came blitzing from basically from the face of Santini. He has to scramble immediately, nowhere to go, can't get outside the pocket, can't get the hips turned to even try to throw it away. A huge loss as well, loss of 12 as a result. And you're right, Laurel will have to boot it away on 4th down and 26. Not the way you want to start quarter number 4.
2 drives here in the second half, and Laurel has gone 3 and out on both. 2 sacks on that drive, and Carlson will have to punt it away. He needs the punt of his life here. And he does get a good one off end over end. It's going to take a bounce and be downed inside the 35, right around the 33-yard line. So Clairton will start 1st and 10, again up 8-0, and they'll have it inside their own territory here with 11:06 of game time to go. And the Bears trying to, one more score is going to put this thing away. But Laurel defense, once again, they've played well enough to win this game. Laurel's missed a couple of opportunities at field goals here. 2 misses by Guyewitz officially. Missed a 3rd, but there was a penalty on the play. And they're standing tall here. They're trying to hang around. and keep this a one-possession game, but they're, again, going to have to get some stops here late in this game. Thompson and company will go in that T formation again. They're going to try to pound the ball, and they will on first down. Cross the line of scrimmage that time for a short gain. That is going to be Lovelace Pompey who gets the carry, and that's going to be good enough. Now we're going to see Clairton kind of give Laurel a taste of their own medicine here. That's a 4-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep pounding the rock, try to keep that clock rolling. They've already got 2 drives on the day that have taken over 6 minutes off of the clock, both of those double-digit play drives. One with the only touchdown of the game, and one that ended in a turnover on downs to start this second half.
Second down and 6 from the 37, 10.5 to go from Acrisure Stadium. Winner goes to the state semis to play Greenville. Thompson under center near hash. T formation behind him. They run it right. Gets away from McVicker for a moment, and then Geiwitz comes up, flying up there with Fuchs to help him out. They're going to drop him for a loss back near the 30-yard line. It's going to be a loss of about 6. Actually, they're going to spot him. They're going to say forward progress. Stop at the 35.
Oh, my goodness. No, he broke away from that tackle. McVicker grabbed him immediately for a loss of 2, apparently, and so then you better give McVicker credit for the tackle if they're going to get forward progress all the way back to that, because he shook that tackle, ran backwards on his own 3 yards. Yeah, a couple of curious spots here throughout the course of this game. Keeps us very manageable. 3rd and 8 versus what we thought would be probably 3rd and 12, down to 9:45 remaining.
Yeah, they marked that at the 35. They say forward progress stopped at the 35. Thompson is in the shotgun. He comes off the near hash, looks this way, throws, passes, tipped around, and it's almost intercepted. Jack Miles made a diving effort to try to get it. Tony Geiwitz had hands on it as well, and it's going to bring up 4th down with 9:33 to go in the contest.
Oh, man, Miles is upset with himself. I mean, that would have been immaculate reception style of a catch right there, because it deflected off of a receiver, then off of Geiwitz, then off of another receiver, and then Miles came flying in at the last second, couldn't quite get his fingertips underneath it to make the interception, but it is a good defensive stand. It is a 3-and-out with 9:33 remaining. Laurel will get the ball back. Remember, the last punt snap nearly went over the head.
It's a high snap again, Thompson, and that might have been partially tipped. That is going to hit near the 50. Miles is going to pick it up, get crunched around the 45, and then fight his way down towards the 46-yard line as Tyler Fuchs, who's got 3 blocks on the season, got a paw on that. And Laurel is going to get good starting field position here with 9:23 to go in the game.
All right, well, here's your best opportunity, Spartans. Can you come up with it? Why not Tyler Fuchs? Again, you mentioned it, the 3 block kicks on the year, including one against Bishop Canevin earlier in the season. That he picked up himself in return for a touchdown. And how about the wherewithal of Miles? Bounced right up, straight up in the air where he was, noticed there was no one around him, said, hey, no danger, let's grab it and gain a couple more yards.
T formation behind Santini. It's Carlson, Hill, and Miles. Snap, handoff, Miles. Miles trying to pick his way, short gain. Armstrong and Pinson are there for the stop that time. It's going to bring up 2nd down and long, as the clock's going to work its way down towards 9 minutes to go here at Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, give them a gain of 2. Again, sticking with what has worked for them throughout the course of this postseason. Couple of yards here, couple of yards there. Give yourself a chance down inside the 40-yard line. Still an 8-0 game. That only touchdown with just 36 seconds remaining in the first half for Clairton.
2nd down and 8 from the 39. Hamilla's going to go out wide to the far side of the formation. McVicker, the tight end, and Miles are going to be on the right side. It's Carlson, McBride, and Miles behind Santini. Santini will send Carlson in motion away from us. Snap. Luca going to throw out of the backfield. Carlson the catch. Carlson in space trying to isolate himself, and then he's swarmed by 3 more defenders. Lovelace Pompey had hands on him as well as Booker, and that's going to bring up 3rd down, but a good gain on 2nd down with 8:22 to go in the contest.
Yeah, just a yard short, so 3rd down and 1, and believe it or not, the first catch of the game for Colton Carlson on that 7-yard completion.
Must convert here. This is going to be 4-down territory, you'd think, again. For Laurel, it's 3rd down and 1. It's going to be Hill right in the middle, flanked by Carlson, and then Miles to the right. Behind Santini, they line up very tight. Miles in motion away from us. Santini trying to push, and he'll get to the 30-yard line and have enough for the first down to keep the drive alive with 7:56 to go.
First 3rd down conversion of the second half. Now 3 of 10 on 3rd downs are the Spartans. McBride checks back in for Hill. Time's going to start becoming an issue. 7:45 remaining, 30 yards away from a potential tying touchdown.
From the 30, off the far hash, it's 1st and 10 for Laurel. They attack the end zone to our left. They trail 8-0. Carlson, McBride, and Miles this time. Handoff McBride, through McBride. Good gain on first down. Going to have another first down as he's inside the 20 and down to the 17, call it the 18-yard line. A gain of 12, a first down for Laurel with 7:22 to go in the game.
And those are also the first 2 first downs of the second half. But there it is. You keep focusing on 10 and 24 on those off-tackle plays. You sometimes forget about the little guys going right up the gut. And I call them little. I don't want to be in the ring with Nathan Hill. I don't want to be on a wrestling mat with J.J. McBride. And they're rotating in and out. Hill right back in, 1st and 10 at the 18.
7 minutes straight up. Carlson, he is pinned up. And a good job again by this Clairton defense to read it correctly. Pinson was there first. Lovelace Pompey is there as well. It's going to be 2nd and 10 with 6:44 to go.
When I say little guy, I just mean that they don't have the height. Nathan Hill at 5'10", McBride at 5'8", sometimes can get lost in the middle of all those big bodies up front on both sides. This has been a grind in the trenches all day long.
2nd down and 18, the T behind Santini. They play fake. Santini lobs it down the middle of the field. There's a lot of contact. Hamilla got contacted on the route. They're going to throw a flag for pass interference. Pass was almost picked off, would have been taken away. This should be a first down for Laurel with 6:21 to go in the game.
Ball from the 18-yard line. It'll be half the distance, so it will not be a first down, Eric. It'll be 2nd down and 1. No automatic first downs in high school. So from the 18 to the 9, it'll be 2nd down and 1.
So it is going to be 2nd and manageable. Good call on that. Thank you. From the when they officially mark it off, they are walking the penalty off now. It's going to take it down to the 9-yard line, as James mentioned. So it'll be 2nd down and 1 with 6:21 to go. This is the best opportunity Laurel's had here this afternoon.
Yeah, deepest that they've gone into Clairton territory. And, yeah, if he got tangled up, I would have actually been okay with a no call.
Santini, they hand it off to Hill. He is upended nicely by Pinson. That play was actually blown up by Dakota Harris, who forced Hill back to the inside, and then Pinson was there to clean it up, but it should be. Let's see.
Yep, they moved the chains.
Yep, they did. So it's going to be enough for the first down. And move the sticks here. It'll be 1st down and goal for Laurel with 6:07 to go.
How about this? Only the 4th carry of the game for Nathan Hill, but that puts him over 1,000 career rushing yards on that 1-yard carry.
T formation behind Santini again. Carlson, McBride, and Miles from left to right. Santini the snap. Miles sweeping around to the left end. Miles has a block. He slipped at the 10 and is going to lose yardage back to the 10-yard line, a loss of 2 that time, as Brandon Murphy was bearing down on him, and Miles is hurt and slow to get up here.
And that's the last thing you want to see as he went down awkwardly, kind of gripping on the hip and hand as they will tend to him. I mean, if he doesn't slip, he's going to get hammered by a couple of gray jerseys anyway, as they were able to shed blocks and really stretch and extend that play outward. But last thing you want to see is he looks like he's stretching out maybe the calf. So maybe I don't want to speculate too much, but certainly favoring the right leg as he works his way off the field.
Why don't we take a timeout when we have a chance here? 5:40 to go in the contest. Laurel is on its best drive of the afternoon here, trying to get this game tied up late. You're listening to the Single A title game on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
I'm Kevin Stapp. I'm president of the Mohawk Education Association. When
you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
Your hip, your knee, your shoulder, whatever has been holding you back, UPMC Orthopedic Care is where you'll find experts to help you get back to a better quality of life. UPMC is pioneering minimally invasive surgeries, and we offer personalized treatment plans and same-day surgery to get you home and moving sooner. It's your ankle, your elbow, your hand, and it's your move. Visit upmc.com/ortho to learn how UPMC can help.
Hi, I'm Dave Patton, member of the 1989 Laurel Spartan football team. Congratulations to the 2025 team on getting to Acrisure Stadium. You're now part of that special Spartan legacy. Bring that trophy back up I-79. Good luck.
Today's broadcast also brought to you by Briar Brook Barn. Stop out to Briar Brook Barn on December 13th and 14th for a unique shopping experience from 10 to 3. Finish off your Christmas list while supporting local talented makers, crafters, and artisans. Best of luck to the Laurel Spartans in their quest for a WPIAL championship.
Trying to tie this game up here late, and with 5:40 to go, Laurel has a 2nd and 10. It's really a 2nd and goal after that loss by Miles. Miles is out of the game for the moment. Right behind Santini, it's Carlson, Hill, and McBride. McVicker, the tight end, lines up on the right side of the formation. Off the near hash, Santini on 2nd and goal. Puts Carlson in motion away from us. Snap. Luca going to throw it. Pumps. Going to throw it to the corner of the end zone. Carlson, lot of contact. Yeah. It's going to be a flag again on Clairton with 5:34 to go. Carlson was jostling down there with Booker almost the whole route. They disguised that route a little bit differently than they did the previous time. A little pump and go with Santini and Carlson, and this is going to move it now again in Laurel's favor here with 5:34 to play.
Yeah, Booker just wasn't going to let Carlson have any opportunity to make that catch. Practically a bear hug for that 5-yard pass interference. Again, no automatic first downs in high school football. So this will move it to the 5, but it is still 2nd down. So honestly, a really good penalty taken by Booker.
Yeah, you don't give up the distance. I mean, it is, again, shorter field for Laurel. Hamilla is going to line up tight end right side of the formation. Carlson, Hill, and McBride once again. McVicker's on the other side. They hand it off. Hill right up the gut. Hill fighting. Hill pushing. And Nathan Hill is into the end zone for the touchdown. 5:28 to go from Acrisure Stadium in the 4th quarter. And Laurel has come within 2 points of Clairton in this single A title game.
Hill had 4 carries for 4 yards. That one, 5 yards. He would not be denied. That O-line would not be denied. Pushing, shoving into the end zone makes it 8-6. Maya Jarrett celebrating with Nathan Hill on the sideline, but she will stay on the sideline because Spartans need to go for 2 to tie this one up with 5:28 remaining.
Yeah, it is a must go for 2 in this situation. The 2 penalties help out Laurel as they are able to convert. Again, Miles is now back in there. He's on the right side of the T formation behind Santini with Carlson and McBride. And we get a timeout called as they'll talk about this with 5:28 to go, presumably just to see what Clairton was going to line up in maybe and readjust after that. But Miles will be back out there. We'll keep it here during the timeout. 5:28 to go. What a drive by Laurel. Short field. Defense gets a big 3 now with 9:33 to go. They eat up 4 minutes.
Just shy of 5, yeah.
Just almost 5 minutes of time. And after 2 3-and-outs in the second half, they go right down the field, or half the field anyway, and now they have an opportunity to tie this game up.
And it all started again with a partially blocked punt from Tyler Fuchs to set up the short field with Hill punching it in the end zone. And it's tough because you want to save those timeouts in case you need them, but you absolutely, this is a must convert, so you do whatever you need. Go see the formation, get back to the sideline, draw up the play you want. Your bread and butter, every coach has 2 or 3 plays that they trust. They call them their go-to conversion plays that they're going to go and trust to be able to get that 3 yards that they need. So now because of that as well, seeing the formation, seeing what they probably expect from Clairton coming out, now you can go and line up what's going to work best for you.
So again, the 2 penalties. It's an 8-play, 59-yard drive for the Spartans here. Now they got to try to tie this thing up with a 2-point conversion. And if they do so, oh my, as there's still going to be time left here, 5:28 to go in the contest. Miles is going to be back out there again. It's Carlson, McBride, and Miles behind Santini in the T formation. Luca's going to hand off McBride. That's going to go nowhere. Clairton's defense is going to stand strong. They blew that up from the get-go as Parati is able to get in there along with Murphy and company and stop the 2-point try. We stay at 8-6 with 5:28 to go in the contest. It'll be up to the Laurel defense once again to get a stop here and try to get the ball back to win it.
So basically that play was designed and it was going to be almost like a tush-push with a handoff essentially, and getting hit before he even got the handoff really was McBride. Nowhere to go whatsoever. It remains a 2-point Clairton lead, but Spartans on the board with 5:28 remaining.
So we will take, let's see, we'll keep it here. It looks like they're going to kick. Yeah, no extra break here for the TV coverage, as we'll keep it here. So again, an 8-play, 59-yard drive, just about 5 minutes of clock time there. Excellent drive by Laurel, aided by the block punt, gave him shorter field, and then the 2 penalties making it half the distance. But now they've got to come up with another stand here for their defense, try to get the ball back, and how about an opportunity here maybe if they can work the ball into Clairton territory for Tony Geiwitz and a little redemption late in this game.
So here's another thing to keep an eye on, because they did not kick it deep on the first kick of the game. They did an onside kick. There is one Clairton Bear standing at his own 20. Everyone else is within 20 yards of the kick, and they will boot it deep.
And this is going to sail towards the end zone, and it's going to roll in the end zone, so it'll be an automatic touchback for the Bears with 5:28 to go, and they will have it 1st and 10 in their own territory, up by 2 with 5:28 of game time left.
So plenty of time. Got to make a couple of plays defensively if you are the Spartans. Know your assignments. And if you're on the Clairton side, I think you keep doing what you're doing. You've been dominating on the line for the most part. Keep running that T offense. You've been controlling the clock as well in the second half. If you're Laurel, though, somebody's got to be ready to make a spectacular play. Just no crazy individual effort. Just do your assignment.
Clairton will come out, it looks like, line up in that T formation behind Thompson. And they will do just that. Thompson under center on 1st down. He's going to hand it off. First play of the drive. And there is Kevin Mahoney to meet Lovelace Pompey after a short gain across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, it could have been 2nd down and 10, but somehow keeping the legs churning under big Kevin Mahoney. Again, this defensive front, how strong they have been. I mean, and again, all these guys are wrestlers as well. I mean, you hear Casey Wilson in the heavyweight division. Colton Carlson, part of the wrestling team. Mahoney, Medved, they're just all trucks down there. And they've 2 teams fighting at it for 32, 48 minutes.
Thompson shotgun now on 2nd down. Looks, and we're going to get a whistle here.
Yeah, they never got set.
So it's going to push Clairton back 5, bring up 2nd down and 12 with 4:49 to go.
They're going to give the timeout before.
Well, they signaled Laurel's direction for the timeout. We're going to need some clarification on that because they initially signaled Laurel timeout.
Yeah, well, they threw a flag on the near side. And that's what Coach Cooper is saying. Look, they threw a flag over there. We didn't call a timeout. Well, right now it is going down as a Laurel Spartan timeout, so they only have 1 timeout remaining now with 4:49 left on the clock. And I'll tell you what, too, Clairton a couple of times has had late substitutions coming and running off the field on offense that they are getting away with in terms of not getting called for an illegal substitution or 12 men on the field.
So it's going to reset it here, 2nd down and 7 from the 23 with 4:49 to go. Now would be a great time for this Laurel defensive line. 53 tackles for loss, 21 sacks coming into play today. Now would be a time for them to come up with a big stop here, a big play.
What is Coach Bill Allman, defensive coordinator for the Spartans? What does he have dialed up? What can he bring into the face of Thompson pressure-wise to force maybe an errant throw, try to get another turnover, plus 22 on the year?
Thompson out of the shotgun. Lovelace Pompey is standing to his left. Shotgun snap off the near hash. Thompson looks. Thompson under pressure. Thompson is going to go down in the backfield. There is Alex Medved once again along with Tyler Fuchs, and that is going to force a 3rd and long with 4:36 to go in the game.
Yeah, give him a loss of about 4 or 5. 2nd sack of the game. Give credit to Medved with both of those sacks. 11 now on the year, and just like we said, what can they dial up? Wasn't anything fancy. He just beat him off of the edge. Did Medved into the backfield. 3rd down and 11. Down to 4:15 remaining in the game. Still an 8-6 Clairton lead.
That was Avon Pompey who he beat off that edge. The big tackle. These 2 tackles. It's 3rd and 11 now from the 19 for Clairton. Thompson out of the shotgun. Backpedals. Looks. Pressure. He throws over the middle. It's almost intercepted by J.J. McBride. He stepped right in it and had Green in front of him. But the more important thing is the clock is going to stop, and it's going to force a punt here. 4th and 11 from the 19 with 3:57 to go. The Laurel defense gets a 2nd straight 3 and out.
So close to turnovers twice on these last two drives, but the defense holds. You forced a 3-and-out, and you called it with 3:57 remaining. Gets the clock stopped. I thought it was going to be Carlson getting the interception, but basically ball, receiver, defender between Ruffin and McBride all coming at the same time. And we're going to have a flag here before the snap. Too many men on the field here yet again, I think it looks like, for the Bears.
How about Clairton? 2 years in a row, this is going to come down to the wire.
No kidding.
For them in the WPIAL Championship. Last year was the heroics of Matt Sigg and Fort Cherry to knock the Bears out. They came back this season, and Jeff Thompson telling everybody before the year started, I have to win a trophy. Well, it's going to be up to his defense, a defense that Wayne Wade says is more sound than the 2010 defense, to come up with a stop here as they're going to punt it from deep in their own territory with 3:57 to go.
And again, 2 high snaps already, and they pushed it back 5 more yards with a penalty.
Faulkner
Ball's on the ground!
It is, trying to get to the outside, and hurdling a guy, but going to be well short of the first down, is going to, I believe that was right. It was right. And Laurel's going to get this deep into Clairton territory with 3:51 to go.
Eric, the snap never even got back to the punter. It looks like it hit one of the protectors, the personal protectors. Oh, my goodness. Ball at the 21-yard line. 3:51 remaining. Spartans at the edge of field goal range.
Going to spot it officially at the Clairton 21.
Yeah, I can't see on the replay there. Somehow Dante Wright, one of the protectors, comes up with it. It hurdles over a man, which he was on his feet. That could have been called. Nonetheless, Spartans in business.
T formation behind Santini. Again, he's going to hand it off to Hill. Hill is popped right away, but he fights his way down to the 20. A 1-yard gain on first down. It'll be 2nd and 9. Clock works to 3:40 to go in the game.
5th. This is the 5th Spartan drive today, Eric, that has started in plus territory. Absolutely incredible.
That is remarkable. They have come away with 1 touchdown in this game so far, and that started at their own 41. So they've had all the opportunities in Clairton territory, but they've been unable to convert. 3:14 to go. Clock runs. T formation behind Santini off the left hash. They attack the end zone to our left. Snap. He hands it off. Miles pushing his way towards the 15, and he's going to be stopped there. Ruffin and company, along with Booker and Pinson, are there on the stop for Clairton. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, but manageable here for Laurel with 2:50 to go.
Yeah, you don't want to settle for 3, but you have options now. 3rd and 5. I mean, what do you call here? What do you do? Do you run that play where you can get Miles out of the backfield? Do you run that play action, try to hit one of the tight ends, or do you stick with your ground game and see if you can hit another one of those quick hitters right up the gut?
2:33 to play. Single A title and a berth in the state semifinals on the line here. It's Carlson, Hill, and Miles in the T behind Santini. Luca will take the snap from Medved. He hands off Carlson, following a block, turns upfield. They're trying to give him the extra push. He's inside the 15. Did Clairton come away with the ball? That is the question.
They say they have the football, but no, they've marked him down. No, they're giving Clairton the football.
Dante Wright came out of there with the ball. And let's see.
They got to talk about this because they're coming in saying this is Clairton football.
Let's see what happens here because it looked like, and it's Clairton football with 2:15 to go.
I want to see a replay on this. See if we can get an explanation. Not that we're going to be able to hear it. First down, Clairton.
Unbelievable. So the defense comes up with it. We're going to see the replay here in-house. Carlson tried to break to the outside and then turn it upfield. Great cut. He did drop it well in time. He was never down. That is clearly recovered by Clairton. And a back-breaking penalty for Laurel, or a fumble for Laurel. They can only stop the clock one more time with 2:15 to go. And Clairton takes over, trying to hang on for dear life. As the Laurel defense on first down will get a good stop. It is Murphy who gets the carry that time for the Bears.
No timeout called yet. Laurel ripping at the ball on the other side of things. But now under 2 minutes to play. You know, our confusion is there was no signal whatsoever, just Clairton coming up, celebrating, and rightfully so when you check out the replay. Because just somebody punched it out right as contact was being made for the tackle. Laurel was in field goal range with a chance to potentially win it. 3-yard gain there. Got to get the ball back. Stand your ground one more time.
And it's the Clairton defense who makes the biggest play of the game, at least for the moment here. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. They're going to hand it off, keep it on the ground again, right, banging around, and lowers that shoulder and gets close to the 25-yard line, right around the 24. 6-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1 as the clock works down to 1:17 and still no timeout called yet by Brian Cooper and Laurel.
Yeah, still 1 remaining. Every play, the biggest play of the game right now is battle of defenses, 8-6, exactly how it was advertised, and the big turnover late right now looming large. 3rd down and a long one to go.
First down here could essentially just end the game as Thompson is under center. He's going to push forward. It's going to be close, but the second effort's going to give it to him. And that should do it for Clairton here with 48 seconds to go. The conversion on 3rd down by about a foot for Clairton, and the Bears are going to hang on and win this here. 42 seconds now, 40 seconds to go. It's going to be 1st and 10, Clairton from their own 26. Laurel only has a timeout remaining, and the clock is not in their favor. Brian Cooper has
one kneel
really
down
no
choice.
Yeah, he's not even going to bother to stop it. There really isn't a point at this time because they can just kneel down and end it. And Clairton is going to hang on as they run it again here on 1st down. That is going to do it. 15 seconds down to 14. And Wayne Wade and the Clairton Bears come back to Acrisure Stadium. They get a title for this group of hungry, young, talented Clairton football players as they hang on to beat Laurel in a thriller 8-6. And Clairton will move on to play in the state semis next week at a site and time to be determined against Greenville. Greenville beating Port Allegheny last night in another thriller. But it's Clairton who moves on. The WPIAL Single A champions for the 15th time in program history. Laurel's season will come to an end at 12-2. Champions of the Big 7. A great season for Brian Cooper and company, and a great hard-fought game here today at Acrisure Stadium. We'll take a timeout, come back with our post-game show, and wrap it up for you here from Acrisure. Clairton in a thriller today, 8-6 over the Laurel Spartans. You've been listening to the Single A Championship game in District 7 on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Castle Asphalt and Construction provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Tonight, someone is cold, hungry, and forgotten. At City Rescue Mission, we're more than a shelter. We're a bright beacon of light in our community, serving those in need to make our community stronger and healthier. We offer real help and real hope, and that hope is Jesus. We serve him by serving others in love, grace, mercy, and compassion. But we can't do it without you. Be the reason someone's story is rewritten in Christ. Give today at cityrescuemission.org.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Back here at Acrisure Stadium, Eric Thomas, James Dotson. They're trying to get these two teams off the field in a hurry because Seton LaSalle and Steel Valley have already come out to warm up here for the 2A title game. Clairton in a thriller this afternoon, 8-6 as they knock off Laurel to win the single A title in the WPIAL. And we'll have some final stats for you here in a moment. Let's recap our scoring here in this one. And, man, it was a thriller. They go scoreless in the first quarter. And then late in the second quarter, 36 seconds to go in the first half, Clairton gets a good drive, and they started deep in their own territory at their own 20. They get it all the way down the field and convert on a 13-yard touchdown pass from Thompson to Brandon Murphy. They went for two, and Wright scored on the two-point conversion, so that made it 8-0 with 36 seconds to go in the second quarter. You go again scoreless in the third, and Clairton basically eats up almost the entire quarter. In fact, they forced 2 3-and-outs for Laurel in the third quarter late with 3:52 to go, and then the next drive carried over to the fourth quarter, and Clairton got them on a 3-and-out with 11:29 to go in the game. But the Laurel defense responds. They force a 3-and-out with 9:33 to go, and then with 4:57 to play in the game, an 8-play, 59-yard drive with Nathan Hill scoring on a 5-yard touchdown run. Laurel has to go for two at that point. They did not convert on the two-point try. They get one more opportunity deep in Clairton territory on what was just a complete miscue on special teams. Clairton had a lot of problems on special teams here this afternoon that almost cost them another WPIAL title. But they get it at the Clairton 21-yard line, and on the third play of the drive on a run by Colton Carlson, he cut back. The ball was jarred loose. Wright came out of the pile with it. Clairton takes over, and then they ice the clock and win the game 8-6 to win the WPIAL Single A title here today at Acrisure Stadium. Look, not the way it wanted to go for Laurel. Obviously, they had a great season, and they wanted to win this title. But, man, oh, man, what a great game. They proved they belong in that upper echelon. They proved they were a top 4 seed without question this season. And their defense did what it needed to do in this game to give them an opportunity. They got a block punt. They forced a couple of 3-and-outs. They were able to capitalize on some special teams miscues by Clairton in this game to give themselves chances. But then on the other end, 2 field goal misses, and you don't want to say that that was really the difference in this game, but you do the math, and they would win this game 9-8 if they hit one of those two. They just could not, early on in the game, connect on their chances, and Clairton did enough offensively to win this game today.
Yeah, Laurel had the chances. Again, 5 drives that began in plus territory in this game for the Spartans. The first one ended in a punt. The next 2 ended in missed field goals. That was in the first half. In the second half, the 1 touchdown, and then at the very end, the fumble. And that's the one that kills because we just said it. We just got done saying it. You don't want to settle for 3 here. You got to be going and trying to punch one into the end zone and get the first down. The last thing that you're expecting, though, is the ball to get punched out, especially from, again, a Laurel team that has not done that this year. They have not turned the ball over very often at all over the entire season. But that's football. That's it right there. Laurel's defense, hats off to them to hold this Clairton team to just 1 touchdown. Everything went exactly to game script for the Spartans today. They just couldn't get that final. It's like a soccer game, not being able to convert in the final third. That's basically what it was for Laurel here today. Unfortunate for them, a great season, a historic season for Clairton. Hey, 15th championship, not the prettiest one for sure, but their first championship in 5 years, 6 years now, since 2019, their first WPIAL title. And again, you mentioned they will go to the state semifinals to take on Greenville next week. We're hoping to get some final statistics, official statistics here before we sign off here, Eric. But hey, we saw exactly what we expected, a defensive struggle the top 2 defenses in the classification. If you like hard-nosed, grinded-out football, you were in for a treat this morning, and you certainly got that.
Yeah, this was a great defensive battle. There's no question Clairton has one of the best defenses in the state of Pennsylvania, and Laurel really did what it could against them today and, limited them defensively on their own here. This Clairton team now completes the Final Four in Single A for the state of Pennsylvania. The semifinals next week, Bishop Guilfoyle and Belmont Charter. That is District 6 against District 12, and then District 10, Greenville. Greenville gets by Wilmington, and also last year's runner-up Port Allegheny, so there will be no rematch this year in Single A. They beat Port Allegheny last night, and that is up next for Clairton. And look, I don't, no disrespect to Belmont Charter and no disrespect to Greenville, but man, Clairton and Guilfoyle seem like they might be on a collision course, and it might be a game similar to this right here because Guilfoyle proved last night they can shut just about anybody down by going toe-to-toe with Westinghouse. So
that was a 7-6 game.
7-6 game, yeah. So a lot of interesting transpired here the last 2 nights, last day and a half, so to speak. But this Clairton team really, really playing tough today, and their defense comes up with the stand. I go back to something that Wayne Wade said earlier in the year, and you're comparing this team. And again, some of us saw this team 2 years ago and said, man, they really look like they could be like that 2010 run that they had. And he then says later in the year, he said that this team defensively, he was the defensive coordinator for that run for the early part of it, and then the head coach. He said this defense is fundamentally better than the defense that they had back then with Tyler Boyd and company. I don't think he's wrong because that team, I mean, they were fantastic during that run. However, this team, when they needed to tap into their defense, they came through in a big way here this afternoon and forced that fumble.
When they needed it most, they made short fields against them. They held Laurel again to a punt, 2 missed field goals, and then that fumble. So 4 out of the 5 drives that started in plus territory, resulting in 0 points for the Spartans. And that's one that I know, unfortunately, these young men and women are going to look back on that and be like, we had the chances, we were right there, we had the opportunities. And again, big shout out to that entire Clairton defense because they did it all year long. Last 2 games, they struggled defensively. They gave up 55 points after not giving up anything since the opening week of the season. Down the stretch, though, when it mattered most, they were able to make just that one special play that they needed to be able to get this championship game.
And a great season by Laurel, too, because their record-setter quarterback, Lucas Santini, Nathan Hill, a big part of this offense, comes back, goes for over 800 yards this season, and he was fantastic, almost 800 yards this season. He was fantastic. Miles, there's going to be a lot of turnover with this Laurel team, but they do have a strong foundation there, led by some of the guys like Mason Moser, who played a big role, Geiwitz, who had a big role this year, Faulkner is an underclassman, Sherman is an underclassman. Okay, they're going to lose guys up front, but, Weir's an underclassman, Hamilla underclassman, McVicker. There is a lot to still build with here with this Laurel team. Fuchs will be back. Dom Willis, who had to start in a pinch. Medved is back next year. The door is not closed on them making another run. They're going to have to grow up in a hurry next season, but the door certainly is wide open for them to get back in this position.
Oh, absolutely it is. And it's games like this and teams like this that set the foundation. I mean, you've heard it with all these great former teams and former players from the 80s talking with us. And a big thanks to all of them for doing that and getting these recordings for these boys. It begins at the youth level. We're seeing that in the middle school already, but a lot of the youth program here watching this game to be able to say, hey, in a few years, I want that to be me out there on the field. And it all starts with what this team has done. And they've been waiting for this for the last 3 years, knowing this senior class was coming through. A lot of them starting as freshmen and sophomores. I want to give a shout-out to all the seniors on this roster between Nathan Hill, Lucas Santini, J.J. McBride, Jack Miles, Christopher Johns, Colton Carlson, Maya Jarrett, Bailey Pizza, and Zach Carbone, Casey Wilson, all those guys, Kevin Mahoney as well, all of those guys for what they've accomplished in their career. Just some of the notables from this senior class alone. You have the all-time tackles leader in Jack Miles. You have the all-time in basically every passing statistic now in Lucas Santini. You have Colton Carlson, the all-time receptions and receiving yards leader. He was one of 2 players to have over 600 yards each way here this season. Those guys alone, plus all the guys in the trenches, what they've done doesn't show up in the record books. A couple of them, like Casey Wilson's a PIAA medalist on the on the field in terms of on the wrestling mat, I should say. Their kicker, Maya Jarrett, the first player in Laurel history to score points in a football game. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is a legendary class, one that's going to be remembered not for this 8-6 defeat, but for what they've done over the course of their 4 years wearing the Spartan green and white.
Yeah, no question. Let's take one more time out. We'll try to get the stats here for you before we get out of here. And then we'll put a bow on the 2025 high school football season here for Lawrence County teams as Clairton wins the single-A title here this afternoon by a final of 8-6. What a defensive thriller this game turned out to be, and what a fight that Laurel showed down the stretch, typical of what they've done all year long, going back to last week against Fort Cherry, but they fall 2 points short here this afternoon. Post-game show rolls on from Acrisure Stadium. This is the WPIAL Single-A Championship game on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Are you looking for the best in high school sports coverage? Look no further than Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Trib Live High School Sports Network has all the excitement of high school sports with game stories, player features, photos, scores, stats, and so much more.
Including live game broadcasts and studio shows featuring local broadcasters who bring you great analysis.
And the best part? It's all free.
Trib Live High School Sports Network. No signups, no fees, just sports. Find them online at tribhssn.triblive.com.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. Congratulations to the October LCAP Team of the Month. The Lawrence County SportsNet is proud to honor Mohawk Girls Volleyball as October's LCAP Team of the Month for winning their first section title in program history and their first playoff victory in program history as well. Congratulations to Coach Anna Fadden and the Mohawk Warrior Volleyball Team, your LCAP Team of the Month.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Attorneys Parada, Jones, and McCree are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance at a positive result. From personal injury, criminal and corporate law, real estate, municipal law, to wills and estates, their team will work with you through every step of the legal process. With Parada, Jones, and McCree, excellence is our guarantee.
Post-game show continues here on Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, an 8-6 victory for Clairton over Laurel. Before we get into the final stats, I want to give another shout-out to all of our great championship broadcast sponsors today. Sneezick Farms, Wolf's Foreign Auto, Briar Brook Barn, Vision Ministries of Lawrence County, Shingledecker Insurance, and the Laurel Administration and Superintendent Len Rich. Thanks to their great support of our broadcasts and of the Laurel Spartans here at lcsportsnet.com. A couple final stats. Looking at the total yards gain in the game, I mean, tough to argue in the end of a Clairton victory when Clairton outgains Laurel 257-94. You want to know why Laurel has, not gaudy numbers offensively, as some people like to put it all over these last couple of weeks. It's because they start in plus territory so many times over the course of the year like they did tonight. They just couldn't punch it into the end zone down the stretch. Nathan Hill with the only touchdown carry, 6 carries for 11 yards. Colton Carlson, the leading rusher, 26 yards on the ground. Passing the ball, Santini, 4 of 9 for 29 yards. His leading receiver was Miles, 2 catches for 15 yards. On the other side for Clairton, rushing the football, 74 yards for Lovelace Pompey, 58 on the ground for Dante Wright, and 37 for Michael Ruffin. Throwing it, Jeff Thompson, 6 of 13 for 61 yards, including the touchdown reception to Brandon Murphy, his only catch of the game. A couple other notable numbers. Time of possession in favor of Clairton by 27 minutes to versus 20 minutes. Pretty even. 4 of 11 on third downs for Clairton, 3 of 11 for the Spartans. Clairton goes 1 of 6 on fourth downs, but the Spartans just could not overcome a couple of plays late. 1 turnover apiece, and that big one, the fumble loss, with just over 2 minutes left to go to wrap this one up. An 8-6 Clairton victory, 15th time in program history, WPIAL champions.
Yeah, left the door open there, too. That 1 of 6 on fourth down, I mean, that to go for it 6 times on fourth down in a title game, I don't know that I've seen a team do that, but that's how you know it means a lot. That's how you know it's win or go home. But the combined 7 of 22 on third downs in this game and the 11 for 94 penalties, not a detriment to Clairton as they're able to overcome that. And remember, that touchdown drive, too, they had a lot of penalties on that touchdown drive right there at the end of the half, but they were able to overcome those two and make it count when it mattered most. 57 offensive plays by Clairton in this game and 43 on the ground. They have completely reinvented themselves and turned themselves into a power running attack team, and they're on at the state semis to take on Greenville next week at a site and time to be determined. That's pretty much going to be it here. I mean, what a great season this was for us at Lawrence County, and we were happy to bring it to you the whole way through, starting in mid-October, or mid-August rather, all the way through the end of the regular season in October, into the postseason here, now a week away from Thanksgiving, and up to a district final for the Laurel Spartans. Thought maybe we'd have a shot to get you 2 of them. Newcastle fell short. Aliquippa's on a heater right now, so no surprise there as they got through last week. And then the other games here yet in the WPIAL today, the 2A title game comes up soon here, and then it's going to be the 3A game and the 5A game. Last piece of business, I guess, would be our final MVP and play of the game for the season here.
Yeah, real quick before that, when your season ends via Aliquippa, via Clairton, or via Fort Cherry, as 3 of our local teams did, I mean, tough not to say, hey, tip your cap. Those are some gaudy programs to be bowing out to down the stretch. But yes, time for our play of the game, our Maley Chiropractic play of the game. That's going to go to Nathan Hill for his touchdown run late in the fourth quarter. Gobbled up and bottled up most of the game, but able to sneak through and power his way into the end zone for the lone Laurel touchdown of the game. So Nathan Hill, your Maley Chiropractic play of the game. He will get his customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being today's Maley Chiropractic play of the game. That full list available on social media and on our website as well, lcsportsnet.com. Click on awards. Congratulations to Nathan Hill as your Maley Chiropractic play of the game, as it literally did keep Laurel in the contest. Just unfortunately could not get lined up and get another touchdown in or get a chance at a final field goal on the final drive of the game. In a defensive battle, Eric, though, how can it not go to a defensive player as your MVP of the game? A couple of sacks today for Alex Medved.
Yeah, he was special all season long, James. I think really the best. I know Miles gets a lot of credit for what he does, but this pass rush, 22 tackles for loss coming into play today, 9 sacks. I mean, Alex Medved was a fantastic player. His best football yet to come, too. He's going to have a full offseason in this program, become one of the leaders on this team, and certainly be looked upon next year as a guy that will lead this defense. They're going to get an infusion of talent from the junior high program coming up as well. And it seems like, anyway, it might be setting up for another one of those kind of generational runs here in about 2 or 3 years when that mix comes up and they have a couple of holdovers that are still there from this younger, what is basically a mix of younger and older players in this current team. They might have another shot here coming up in another 2 years. I know that junior high team had some problems against Neshannock in that title game, but they really showed a lot of skill, and that offensive line is still very young for junior high. Those guys all got to go through 8th grade yet, so that junior high program is going to be good again. The foundation is there. Brian Cooper has his plan. He's got his coaches. He's got his legacies. He's got everybody chipping in to help, community behind him. They're certainly not going to be out of the mix, and one of those guys that will lead that next step for this team is going to be Medved next year. He was sensational again today, and he really has been all year long. So
Alex Medved, your MVP Insurance MVP of the game. He'll also get a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone for being named today's game MVP. LCSportsNet.com, click on awards to see the full list. Again, congratulations, Alex Medved, your MVP of the game. MVP Insurance, call MVP for the win. I got a couple more shout-outs real quick. First, the Laurel Marching Band. an extended season for them. They're heading out. It's light up night tonight in Newcastle as well, so they'll be going straight home and marching in the light up night parade in downtown Newcastle. Begins at 6 o'clock, Tweety Bird? She's not listening. So I believe it's a 6 o'clock start of light up night parade downtown in Newcastle as well with the parade here in Pittsburgh. Give a shout out again to the members of that 89 team who was so kind enough to give us these words of memory and words of encouragement for the team. Todd Atkins, Matt Barker, Dave Patton, Mitch Maley, Ryan Lenhart, and John Rich. Thank you so much to them for recording those messages for us, and it meant a lot to us. It meant a lot to the team and the players, I know, as well, and to the Spartan community as a whole. You didn't realize how many people were actually over there, Eric, until you look at this two-way game getting ready to kick off. Actually, the national anthem about to be playing here at Acrisure Stadium. How many fans were over on that far sideline until you see how sparse and how many yellow seats you're able to see right now as this two-way game is about ready to get going.
Yeah, this should be a good one coming up, so we hope you tune in. The Trib will have your coverage the rest of the way, and you can listen to them for the next 3 here this afternoon and into this evening on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. That great crew over there, headed up by Justin LeBar, that will carry you through the rest of the afternoon. So that's going to do it for us here, and that's going to do it for the football coverage of the 2025 high school football season. A great year for Laurel, a fun year to follow teams like Elwood City, and Newcastle was just every week theater that you needed to watch. Mohawk late in the year making that run and putting themselves in a position where we thought maybe that they could potentially make a run right here to Acrisure. They fall a little bit short. Neshannock, a little up and down for them this season, but man, they played hard towards the end of the year. But it was Laurel who stood above them all, and they got to Acrisure to play for a district title, and they fall just 2 points short, and nothing to hang their hat on because that was, or hang their head because that was a tremendous defensive effort. They did it all year long. They'll be back at it next year. Can't wait to get back in the saddle with you guys again next August when we get it going again in Lawrence County. Hey, I'll leak this out right now too.
Yeah.
You and I will team up in a couple weeks at Cumberland Valley. We're going to bring you live, exclusive, I shouldn't say exclusive, but live audio coverage of the PIAA finals. We're going to stream them live, the official audio network of the PIAA. There's going to be some word coming out here officially later on, but I'm going to throw that out there and leak. So we hope you join us for all 6 games coming up at Cumberland Valley. More details coming up here in the next few weeks. Just look for the PIAA for all the information on that. But James and I will be part of that crew that are putting that together at Cumberland Valley High School over the first weekend in December. 3 days, Thursday through Saturday. We'll have all 6 games for you and more information to come. We'll send that out on X and some of the social media sites when all that is available for you. So for my partner James Dotson, for everybody at the Lawrence County Sports Network all football season long, all of our colleagues, Lee Moan, Jay Moan, Tim Continenza, all the staff working behind the scenes.
Everybody who's here today, we got highlight videos coming courtesy of Darren Heberlin and Garrett Dolan, Tweety Bird, Katie Walzer getting us all on the social media page. Something for your wall photography. Heather Walzer, great shots down in the field. I know Darren and Garrett got some still shots as well that will be great to be looking at. Jacob spotting for us. Just everybody. Can't thank this crew enough. And, all the names that we're forgetting. Ashley Pistachio, helping out. I know I'm forgetting names now off the top of my head. I didn't want to name those two. I mean, why would we talk about those two? But no, seriously, I'm so blessed to have the crew that I have working here from top to bottom. Everybody so great with us, makes this whole thing work. And of course, starts with Tom Scott, Jen Elliott at LCAP, being so receptive of this idea 5 years ago and basically always saying, hey, let's go, let's do this. So give a shout out as well to Janae, Vanessa, and Amber, some of our LCAP correspondents who help out with a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff as well. Can't thank you guys all enough. 5 years and counting, Eric. A bittersweet end to football season here, but so much great stuff here at LCAP and Lawrence County SportsNet. We thank you guys all for being a part of it.
Yeah, it should be a fun basketball season coming up, too. Yeah. We'll start that in a few weeks, right before the holidays, and then full swing with the conference schedules coming up for basketball. We'll be with you all the way through the WPIAL finals, hopefully, and beyond for all the Lawrence County teams. So we'll take a couple weeks off. James and I will be back at it again. Just stay tuned for that info about the state finals. It'll come your way here shortly. And we will talk to you. For those of you that want to tune in, we'll talk to you there. And then for the rest of you, we'll talk to you during basketball season. Great game here today, won by Clairton, 8-6 the final as they claim the WPIAL Single A title game. We'll talk to you down the line for basketball season. Have a great Thanksgiving and a short break, and then we'll be back with you for hoops. Can't wait for that to get underway right here on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Having a safe and healthy home is not something to play games with.